All right, Friday show. Let's end the week right. Let's fucking do it.
Just listen up, motherfuckers, I'm about to spit like the world's greatest show, yeah, this is it. Hilarity is if I'm getting insane. This fool's out of his mind, just dismiss his name. When the show on drops, it's time to begin. To talk about church and make fun of them. Let the trash roll over, the world's on fire. Be a parody, shit's getting dire. Religious bullshit, it won't make you feel like dying. Cause you touch your more children and only you I need. Go from zero to heroes just for one day. It's the world's greatest show and it's coming your way. It's time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. And we never grow. Time for the Dusty Show. It's time for the Dusty Show. And we never grow. Time for the Dusty Show.
What the fuck is up, universe? Welcome to the universe's finest one-man show. It's me, it's Dusty. Fuck yeah. Friday, we did it. Actually showed up, and we have a show that has no business being this good, considering yesterday I was out of town all day. Had to drive like 6 hours out of town, y'all. I hate fucking driving, but at least I have a badass stereo system to listen to. And my gas-guzzling fucking truck cost me a shit ton of money, but it was worth it. So, took my roommate that has some animals out of town, gonna be gone for a couple weeks, so I got all these animals to take care of myself, which is a big fucking deal. It takes a long time. But besides that, I still work my ass off, and I got you guys a solid Friday show, so you're welcome. And also, my aunt died. My aunt Elizabeth died, and we weren't really close or anything. It still sucks. I feel sorry for my mom. She was only 63, which is young to me because I'm like 50. So only 13 years older than I am, which is scary as shit, to be honest with you. My dad died at 54, though, so he was only 4 years older. I think about that all the time, that the clock is ticking down. You're going to die like your daddy did at 54. You're going to get 4 years left. But, like, I don't smoke crack, so probably I'm going to live more than he does, and I eat salad a lot. So, I don't know. I'll probably be all right. And also, like, Elizabeth, she had like a stroke. And then, like most poor Americans, they were too scared to go to the doctor. So she like laid on the floor for like all night to the next day with fucking stroke. And I think that's what really did her in early. She had to move with my mom. My mom had to like change her diaper and shit, which is crazy. But mom did it because my mom's a fucking saint. As long as she could possibly do it. So anyway, go to the doctor if you have a stroke. I guess that is the moral of that fucking story. That is my advice to all of you. That's what I'll be doing. Fuck the cost. Not worth your life. And all right, folks, let's go ahead and kick the goddamn show off. Woo! Elon doing some more scammy bullshit. Gonna cover that at the top of the hour. Trump lying his ass off as per usual. Got a giant fucking after party. One of the biggest after parties I've ever had. Man, I worked hard. What? It's almost like I don't have a fucking life. Hey, but it benefited shit. When I try to make a AI video opening to the He Shall Be Elon section, but it didn't render in time, so all I got's a still picture. But fuck it. We'll do the still picture. And we go start off with this one. A little something I like to call He Shall Be Elon. And you guys know how Elon Musk is, shut up Elon, is one of the biggest scammers to ever exist in all of humanity. Maybe it's like between him and Trump, I guess, as the biggest two scammers of all time. Trump scammed his way into the White House. I might do it again. Trump scammed his way to being the richest man in the world. So here's how Elon's scam worked. First, he took some money and he invested in a company that was already like pretty well established. They had some advanced technology. They was making cars and shit. And he bought them all up. And he's like, I founded this. I invented this. But he didn't. He just bought them all fucking up. And then he started just lying his ass off. Literally, he would go public and he would tell people, you would be stupid not to buy this car. You'd be stupid to buy any other car except for this car because within a year, what is going to happen is the car will be able to go out while you're sleeping at night and pick up people as a taxi, and you will be making $30,000 a year on these cars you buy, and they're just going to appreciate in value over and over and over again. They're just going to be worth so much more money than they are right now. So buy my car, and you'll pay for itself in just a couple years. He lied, and then every year he said, next year we're going to have full self-driving. Next year, he said it for 10 years. I am very confident next year we're going to have full self-driving. But it never happened because he's a fucking liar. And so idiots are like, yeah, I want to make money while I sleep with my car. And so they bought it. And he lied. And I guess he knows that if you're rich, you can do anything. There's no penalty for it, really. You don't have no responsibility to tell the truth, and no one's going to hold you accountable, so why fucking not? So then he had to boost up the stock price. That's how he became the world's richest man, just by lying his ass over and over and over again. And so every once in a while, he has this big hoopla, big event, where he just comes out there and just bullshits about what he's going to do in the future, but he almost never fucking does it. So he said, all right, you're going to make $30,000. Remember that shit? Then remember this one. This was a couple of years back. What year was? Let's see exactly what fucking year this was. This was 6 years ago. 6 years ago, he was unveiling the Cyber 18-wheelers and also the Tesla Roadster. Remember this shit? Yay, skip ahead.
And back, even if your destination has no charging, you can go there and back, go there and home without recharging. So you could deliver a load out to the middle of nowhere,
right,
and come back.
But that didn't happen. They only released a couple of these, and the people that bought them literally have to carry chips, like potato chips, because they're light, because they can't carry heavy weights between short distances, and they never released them at all. It was just a fucking lie to boost up the stock, but it did its job. The stock went hugely fucking up, and then remember he said, "Hey, here's the Roadster, the fastest car ever, folks." The future of automobiles. Look at this badass motherfucker. It's so fast. Greatest car ever. And he never released it. Never, because he ain't got it. He could just fucking say anything. And people were like, yes, take my money, massa. And they just buy all this shit. So I guess it was time to pump the stock up again with more fucking ridiculous lies. And so after he did this, folks, he said, the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to release a super cheap car called the Model 2. Going to be like the cheapest Tesla fucking ever, y'all. It's definitely going to happen. And then it turned out he didn't do that either. And he's like, hey, the reason we're not releasing the Tesla Model 2, the cheap one, is because now, baby, we're doing cyber taxis. I think he's calling it the Cybercab now. Robo taxis, that's the next big thing, and just buy my stock. And they did. The idiots bought his stock, and now it was over like $150. No, $250. It went up hugely because of his fucking lies. And so now his next thing is like, hey, Cybercabs, we're for sure, for real, going to do this. So his latest scam is this, which he had a big party for yesterday. Here's a little sneak peek at the bullshit.
I think the cost of autonomous transport will be so low that you can think of it like individualized mass transit. The average cost of a bus per mile for a city, not the ticket price because that is subsidized, but the average price is about $1 a mile. Whereas the cost of Cybercab, we think probably over time, from the operating cost is probably going to be around 20 cents a mile.
Woo, totally, definitely. Never heard this shit before. Totally brand new. Never been lied to before like this. So it's these poorly painted wheels on this. Basically what it is, it's like a remote control vehicle, like a toy. That's what he did, folks. They're not even really driving themselves. There are people through webcams who have remote controls that are controlling these things for this fucking scam. And they had them drive in a parking lot out at Universal Studios. They set it up like a horrible amusement ride.
There's no steering wheel or pedal.
5 miles an hour as some underpaid intern drive these things around pretending like it's running on its own. Complete fucking bullshit. Look how horribly they are spray painted. But this is the next scam to boost up the stock price, folks. Idiots, they always fall for his bullshit. is crazy. He can just lie over and fucking over and fucking over again. But hey, that's the way it works. And crazy part is, before they even did the unveiling, they had to put out this disclaimer, folks. This was before their Tesla Live event. And basically, this huge block of text says, we're full of shit. We can't be held accountable for any lies that we fucking tell. If you believe this is on fucking you, dumbasses. So, I guess people did believe it, though. Elon Musk sycophants, they're out there all, oh my God, this is the greatest thing ever. So they always fucking say. They're basically like Trumpers. The same mentality, like mental fucking children. And he also released this giant toaster. I guess it's supposed to be like a bus, even though like we already have buses.
Quite fantastic.
It's so fantastic.
Also,
This fake vehicle that you invented, you had them mock up that will never be
is bigger than a
made in
Model
any
Y.
kind of mass, will never be released. And none of these cars will be released, for that matter. They're never going to get the regulation to release these cars. They're like at least 5 years behind Waymo, which already has robo-taxis on the road that are driving without drivers that's legal to do, because they're so fucking far behind. So this is all just vaporware. Shit that's literally never going to goddamn happen. And he also had these robots. Remember the first time he did this, he had a guy in a robot outfit. But now he got the actual robots. Oh, I forgot to show you this one too. Obviously, China already has these exact same things on the roads going around.
Who's driving this bus?
Nobody's driving that bus.
You dad to mess me up.
Yeah,
Dad to beat you up.
it's working. And China already has all this shit. They're way fucking ahead. We're way behind as usual. But Elon's never going to fucking catch up. And then he brought the robots out there. And I will say the robots have come a long way since the guy in the suit. Now he's only like 5 years behind Boston Dynamics. So they're still way fucking behind. But everybody's like, ooh and on. But even this is a scam, folks. So they pretend like these are actual real robots coming out there and talking on their own and moving on their own. But that's not what's happening. They're being telecontrolled. They're being remotely controlled by Wi-Fi by people. And when these people are talking to these robots, they're just talking to a person. And the person can see you through a webcam. They can hear you and they can talk back to a webcam. It's just a fucking person controlling this shit. But idiots don't know no better.
Something that anyone could own. So you can have your own personal R2D.
The new Cybercab. Cybercab looks amazing. I know. I'm trying to get a ride. Dude, me too.
So he's talking to a guy, clearly.
Elon. He's a techno king.
Yeah, suck your boss's dick.
Optimus can talk?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a guy.
Sign language.
It's a guy controlling it, you dumbasses. Yeah, that's a guy in another room. He has a VR headset on, and he just controlled all this shit. But whatever he has to do to con the fucking suckers. Here's a great example. They actually think they're having a conversation with a robot. Here's a Doge designer, which is Elon Musk's alternative account. He uses to post pictures of him as a ripped Superman, so then he can signal boost it on his main account and say, oh my God, you're embarrassing me, but it's him doing it. Anyway, a Doge designer says a conversation between Tesla Optimus bot and a human, but it's just two humans talking.
Optimus. It's insane. It's even talking.
Hi to my friend John.
John, where's
John?
Right here.
Oh, hello, John.
How are you?
How you doing?
That's crazy. I'm talking to a robot.
No, you're not. You're talking to a human. You're like talking through somebody through a Wi-Fi camera.
From San Jose. Probably from where you were born in Silicon Valley.
Wonderful. Where do you live in San Jose? Do you live in Almond Valley or do you live in Santa Teresa area?
No, I live in Los Gatos.
Los Gatos. Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Very nice area.
Where do you live?
Beautiful hiking I hear out there.
There is. Where do you live?
Clearly just talking to a fucking dude, and here's how it works, folks. It's already been revealed. It's just a bunch of dudes in a room with VR helmets on and little VR controllers, and they're just controlling the robots. That's how it works. So, fake. It's all fucking fake. Smoke and mirrors to boost the stock price up, to con suckers out of a few more fucking bucks. And everybody's making fun of him pretty much, though. Gizmo was like, Elon Musk hilariously claims Tesla's Cybercab will be available in 2 or 3 years. Yeah, it's never going to happen. Literally, he'll fucking say anything. Everything's always 2 years away, folks. Just believe him. It's really going to happen this time. And I agree with Dan O'Dowd. Robo Taxi Day was a total snooze fest. After over 10 years of full self-driving development, Tesla is limited to a 30 acre geofenced 5-mile-an-hour ride on a pre-programmed, pre-mapped, and heavily rehearsed route with no traffic and no pedestrians. I don't even think that's true. I think it's people like they did with the robots controlling it from the other room. Like it's just a remote control vehicle full size. 1950s Disneyland guests would be unimpressed. Tesla is not a player in the robotaxi market because of they are prohibited from running on public roads. Tesla is limited to yawn-inducing demonstrations in Hollywood studios, while its competitors, robotaxis, transport 100,000 paying customers around major American cities every week. For all the hype that Elon Musk puts behind Tesla full self-driving, it does not work. The latest version of full self-driving travels 71 miles between critical disengagement. In contrast, the Waymo's 17,311 miles. Elon Musk is trying to compete in the Tour de France on a tricycle. Musk's rhetoric at We Robot is merely a tired repetition of the same broken promises he made 5 years ago at Autonomy Day. Tonight, Elon Musk said that Tesla drivers would soon be able to sleep in an unsupervised full self-driving Tesla. This is the exact same promise he made in 2019 when he said full self-driving owners would be able to fall asleep and wake up at their destination by the end of 2020. The promised low-cost vehicle that everybody is expecting to be announced turned out to be a 2-seat Cybercab, which will no doubt be a big hit with families. Elon Musk has claimed that Tesla will solve full self-driving this year, every year since 2014. Most recently in July. Now he has announced that full self-driving has been delayed another year until the end of 2025. That date will be delayed again next year, as it has for each of the past 10 years. Until Tesla robotaxis are transporting 100,000 paying customers a week around major American cities like Waymo does, Tesla robotaxi is nothing more than the latest work of fiction to come out of the Warner Brothers studios. Optimus was a similarly disappointing snooze fest, with Musk's promises of it being the biggest product ever of any kind, at odds with the dull reality of animatronic robots surrounded by nervous-looking Tesla engineers. And true story, hey, but fools their money are soon parted. People love to be conned. They love to be lied to. And I also agree with Jerry Riggs everything. Personally, I think they should finish the Roadster from 7 years ago before teasing the Dork Buzz 9000, but to each their own. But that doesn't boost the stock price up. That doesn't con the suckers. And let's see how the stock price is doing. Oh, it's down. It was like 8% today. Down 12.5% in the last 5 days. So I guess people maybe aren't buying it this time. It'll probably go up like 30% tomorrow, though. Because if there's one thing I know about Elon Musk suckers, there's definitely one born every fucking minute. They love to buy his lies and boost his stock up. He ain't got enough fucking money. And, then he just out there trying to pretend like reality ain't what it is. He has thrown his lot in with Republicans, the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet. So now he's got to cover for them. He's got to pretend like they're not as big of idiots as they are in reality. So he's like, nobody actually thinks Dems control the weather, laughing my ass off. But his own fans are proving him wrong, writing his own comments. Not control, but let's stop pretending that they aren't actively attempting to modify it. It's literally documented at this point as a fact. And Lydia says, no, they actually do, Elon. I have talked to a few on this app. That's right. They're all controlling the weather. But Elon want to pretend like shit ain't the way it is. And I actually did a video on my fake AI podcast about this, about how Elon is trying to become the de facto president of the United States, the puppet master behind Donald Trump. And here he is with a war criminal and child murderer, Benjamin Netanyahu, basically admitting to that.
So if you were, well, you can't be president of the U.S. last time I checked, right? But assume you are.
Not officially.
Not officially.
Not officially, but I sure can pull Trump strings. Give him enough money, we'll do whatever the fuck I want him to do. And that's clearly the game plan all along, which was proven by the latest New York Times article, folks. Elon Musk has reportedly worked with the Trump campaign to censor material that could be harmful to the president's White House chances as part of a pattern of election interference that is unprecedented in U.S. history. Directly worked with Donald Trump. For one thing, Donald Trump wanted the Iran hacked files censored and removed from YouTube, which is exactly what Elon did when he banned the journalist who broke the story, who actually linked to the files. He said he did that because the files doxed some people in them, but that wasn't true at all. The truth is, Donald Trump asked him to. And this is exactly what they accused the former Twitter staff of doing. Election interference. Even though the government didn't tell them to censor the Hunter Biden laptop story, they did tell them that Russians were trying to spread disinformation. So on their own, Twitter decided to delete some of the links to people sharing the Hunter Biden story and remove from their platform, which they're absolutely... they can do that, right? It's their shit. Just like Elon could do it. But he can't say that what they did is election interference and not say that this is election interference. Because what they did is election interference. What he is doing is election interference times 1,000. It's election interference on fucking steroids. And New York Times broke this whole fucking article about all the things he's doing to censor people for Donald Trump. He even moved to Pennsylvania temporarily and is thinking about going door to door to stump for Donald Trump. So literally the biggest case of election interference ever. I'm not sure there's a precedent in modern history to how Musk has inserted himself into the presidential race. Historian Benjamin Selkis told the New York Times. So, yeah. Every accusation is a confession, though, folks. You always accuse your opponent of doing exactly what the fuck you're doing. Classic distraction techniques. And this is from 4chan, folks, but a broken clock is right twice a day. This post on 4chan actually fucking nails it and calls out the other bottom-feeding denzians of 4chan. They say, the world's richest man who's literally trying to insert computer chips into people's brains bought one of the largest social media companies with the help of Qatar and Saudi Arabia to help elect other billionaire president who has direct ties to multiple sex traffickers like Jeffrey Epstein and P. Diddy. There is active censorship of posts critical of Trump following requests from the Trump campaign, confirmed by New York Times, and clear favoritism and boosting giving to right-wing accounts. Where are the conspiracy theorists at? Where are the tabloids running full-page exposés on this? Where are the congressional subpoenas for Republicans? All the things they've spent the past 10 years accusing other social media companies and Democrats of doing with no evidence, they're now doing out in the open. Where are all the right-wingers who say they are concerned about the First Amendment and of ultra-wealthy cabals running the world and of sex trafficking rings and inserting chips into people's brains and of corrupt politicians? Hello? But I mean, they don't actually care. They never cared about any of this. They are the people of fucking nothing, like I say all the time. It was all just bullshit in order to try to distract from what they're fucking doing and to shit on Democrats. It's a team sport, and they feel obligated to lie and do whatever it fucking takes to win. And this really pisses me off, folks. This is supposed to be a progressive leader on our side. Ro Khanna went on CNN to blame Democrats for pushing Elon Musk away. Listen to this goddamn horse shit.
From this kind of rhetoric that makes politicians something less than what they are, which is human beings.
I appreciate you're saying that, Scott. I think where the Democrats started to lose Elon.
We didn't lose fucking Elon. Elon is a billionaire who's worried that he has to pay an extra 10 cents in taxes, so he will do any fucking thing he can to sell his fellow Americans down the goddamn road to make sure he don't have to pay his goddamn fair share, like all fucking rich people. It literally has nothing to fucking do with Democrats or the left, you giant fucking sack of shit. So instead of calling him out on the reality that's fucking happening, you're going to blame us, motherfucker.
Was actually personal. We should have celebrated his contributions to electric vehicles, even though he was against unionization and stood up to unions. We should have said, look, Starlink, great product. That needs to be used. We should celebrate the fact that he's had the first commercial success of private people in space.
I'm wondering,
and I think a lot
If only we would have sucked his dick harder. We should have licked those nuts. We should have spread those greasy ass chicks, just licked all up in that booty hole. Then maybe he'd be on our side. God damn it, you fucking pussy. You weak sack of goddamn shit. Ain't got fucking nothing to do with that, god damn it.
If it was that we didn't celebrate it and he felt offended.
He does get a lot of attention.
Oh, fuck you.
I mean, I'm genuinely curious. I mean, was there something, do you think, that
Democrats did? What was the thing? What was the thing that they
I got
did
I got a call from him
Elon
about it
Musk?
when he wasn't invited to that EV summit. He should have been invited. I called the White House. I never call the White House.
That's what it was. He didn't get invited to the EV summit. And that's what caused it, folks. That's what caused it to be a huge fucking transphobe, a Nazi, a bigot, a racist, a right-winger. Look, if that's all it fucking takes, then maybe he was a giant fucking piece of shit to goddamn begin with. If that's all it takes for him to sell out every bit of morals he ever had, maybe we don't need him.
Like, why didn't you invite him? He's very angry. And in fact, I had an interview with Pete Buttigieg at the time, who also was a little bit glib about it. And I was like, he's critically important in this sector. I think the union thing was the big deal of why they didn't invite him. And they should have. He deserved that credit.
You don't fucking deserve shit, okay? He's the biggest welfare queen this country's ever goddamn seen. Fuck that douche.
People were tweeting out about his private flights and him taking a private plane.
I don't think Democrats get blamed for that.
No.
Yeah, that was some kid that did that. What the fuck? Why are you blaming Democrats? Some kid on Twitter was keeping track of where he flew to and posting it on Twitter. The fuck does that have to do with Democrats?
I'm just saying that, look, and I think he should stay off Twitter. I certainly think he shouldn't be making jokes about the vice president. But I think with the Democrats, remember, he was a supporter of Obama. Bill Clinton, Obama had this. And we are the party that is John F. Kennedy, that is about innovation, that is about entrepreneurship.
Okay, fuck this guy. This guy sucks. Democrats suck. God, I hate them. Man, I don't want Trump to win. But like if he does, Democrats absolutely deserve to lose. They deserve to get fucking wiped out. This whole country deserves to go fucking down in flames. Everybody stupid sucks. Fuck this shit. And that's my he shall be Elon section. I forgot to shell for my super chats. Like one of the shows, the super chats, folks. There's a dollar sign over here. You click on it, donate money, and I read your words in my sexy ass voice. Don't you want me to? Of course you do. So super chat me and help out the world's greatest show. Thank you in advance. And all right, what you guys got to say over here? Bro, a faggot fest. I don't really like that language, but okay. Who you calling a faggot? Me? Because I'll suck your dick. I'll prove to you. Never mind. Everybody stupid sucks. Yes, everybody is stupid and everybody sucks. That's true. Benjamin, baby murderer. He is a war criminal. That's true. Congress is another means to cash in. Yep. Fucking sellouts, every one of them. Apologetics for better years. Exactly what he's fucking doing. Licking that booty hole. I can't believe it's neck and neck with Kamala Trump. Yeah, I can. Kamala Harris would rather murder children than be the first woman president. It's crazy, but that's the trash country we live in. Unfucking fortunately. And all right, we're long, folks. Get your super chats in. Do it too. It hurt me, baby. Hurt me. But for now, it's time for... Yeah, baby. Here we go. Then what does Ric Flair say? I don't know why I started this. But anyway. Woo! Hell yeah! And first off, on tonight's Chud Watch, funded by billionaires, Russian propagandist Benny Johnson broke wide open the story that's finally going to bring Kamala Harris down, folks. Apparently, unlike Donald Trump, who never uses a teleprompter, she was using a teleprompter while she was on Telemundo. Oh, no, you don't. He got the video evidence, folks. Here we go.
Victim of crime. Are you a Republican? Are you?
All right, she's not looking at a teleprompter. Clearly, she's looking at the person while she's talking. Don't let that get in the way.
A Democrat?
Look, teleprompter, and I mean, it's Spanish. I don't even think she can speak Spanish, and she's not looking at it. But don't let that get in your way either.
I ever asked is, are you okay? And sadly, we have seen over the last 2 weeks since Hurricane Helene, victim of...
And then it went off. Proof. They're like, oh my God, the cameras accidentally showed the teleprompter, so they cut it off. So she wouldn't look bad because she has to read everything that she says because she's so fucking stupid. And Russian propagandist Benny Johnson. Breaking! Univision accidentally broadcast proof that Kamala used a teleprompter at her town hall. Watch them panic when they realized they were showing the prompter live on air. I mean, even if this was true, who gives a shit? Donald Trump reads 90% of his speeches at all his rallies on the teleprompter. Yeah, he does ramble incoherently from time to time and get off his speech, but reading everything. So even if this was true, it wouldn't be a big fucking deal. But this is their gotcha, folks. When you point out everything Trump says is a lie, they'll be like, well, Kamala reads off a teleprompter. Like, that's meaningful somehow. They don't actually care. They just want some kind of talking point to be able to come back with something when you point out how horrible Trump is. And Russian stooge Benny Johnson, not the only one spreading this. Greg Price, Kamala is using a teleprompter during her town hall with Univision, laughing my ass off. And even Sean Hannity posting and then deleting this shit, even though he knew it wasn't true. He didn't care. Just whatever they can do to lie into the presidency. Kamala used a teleprompter for unscripted town hall. Got her. Only, of course, this is not true. The people that worked at Univision came out specifically and they said, here's a Daniel Cornell. That's not true. The teleprompter that displays a text written in Spanish was a support element for the town hall moderator. I can tell you this with firsthand knowledge because I was in charge of the television program. So the guy that did it says it's not fucking true. And here's the host of the show that she was on, who says the prompter displayed my introduction in Spanish and then it switched to a timer. Any claim to the contrary is simply not true, but they don't give a fuck. It's still up. They know it's not true. It's still up. No correction, nothing. 160,000 likes, folks, because this is how the game is played. They feel morally obligated to lie because it's a team sport to them. They don't give a fuck what happens to us. He literally sold us out to Russians. Makes millions of dollars destroying our country, folks, and getting heavily rewarded for it. I guess don't hate the player, hate the goddamn game. This is how it all works. They are neck and neck, folks. Neck and neck. Literally a coin flip. But Obama was out there at one of the Kamala rallies yesterday, I guess, or was that today? And damn, I got to give it to him. He was kind of killing it in this speech. Going to show you a couple clips. First off, they ragged on Donald Trump for wearing a diaper.
Or a car seat. Or diapers. I remember buying diapers. I remember the first time I went in the store, right after Malia was born. I was like, what? That's how much diapers cost? I remember changing diapers. You think Donald Trump ever changed a diaper?
Somebody else, his own.
Yeah. I almost said that, but I decided I shouldn't say it.
You should have said it. There was video that sounded like he was pooping his diaper at the last speech. A lot of people have come forward and said that he smells terrible, Donald Trump, that he poops himself all the time. He has some kind of incontinence, probably from opioid usage or cocaine use or something. I don't know. You think I would know more about drugs, but I don't do that kind of shit. And then he is ragging on him for being a shameless con man and hawking all kinds of bullshit while he's running for president.
Constant attempts to sell you stuff. Who does that?
Trump.
Selling you gold sneakers and a $100,000 watch and most recently a Trump Bible. He wants you to buy the Word of God, Donald Trump edition. Got his name right there next to Matthew and Luke.
Yep, sure does.
I mean, you could not make this stuff up. If you saw it on Saturday Night Live, you'd say, well, no, that's going too far. No, he's doing that.
Yep. It's reality in this bizarro country we live in. Opioids constipate you? All right, I don't do opioids. I only do the cool drugs, like nitrous, baby. And Obama seemed like he had a fucks to give.
The other day, his running mate had the nerve to say, Donald Trump salvaged the Affordable Care Act. I mean, Donald Trump spent his entire presidency trying to tear it down. And by the way, he couldn't even do that right. And now, 8 years after he was elected, when he was asked about what he was going to do, he says he's got concepts of a plan for how he'd replace it.
Yeah, it's nonsense. You think he would have something locked down in the 4 years he was president, especially since he continuously said he was going to sign it in 2 weeks. He even went on 60 Minutes and he brought a binder this big that was supposed to be his health care plan. But now suddenly he's just got concepts. It's almost like he was fucking lying the entire time. And then Obama really knocked it out of the park, sent it home with this one.
What I cannot understand is why anybody would think that Donald Trump will shake things up in a way that is good for you, Pennsylvania. I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Because there is absolutely no evidence.
Zero chance.
That this man thinks about anybody but himself.
Yep, true story.
I've said it before. Donald Trump is a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. You've got the tweets in all caps, the ranting and the raving about crazy conspiracy theories. You got the 2-hour speeches, word salad, just, you know, it's like Fidel Castro, just on and on. Constant attempts to sell you stuff. Who does that? Selling you gold sneakers and a $100,000 watch and most recently a Trump Bible. You know, he wants you to buy the Word of God, Donald Trump edition. Got his name right there next to Matthew and Luke. I mean, you could not make this stuff up.
Already played that part, but yeah, great speech by Obama. I forgot, this is not even supposed to be the Chud Watch part. This is supposed to be the Coconut Express part. Just pretend I did the right thing. But of course, Trump got out there and said, Obama admits a total lack of enthusiasm for Kamala, especially with black men. I think Obama will be voting for me because he doesn't like the fact that Kamala is an extremely low IQ person. Just such a trash human, so fucking ridiculous. What a goddamn embarrassment. And speaking of embarrassment, folks, this is the #1 cable news network in America for those of you playing along with other countries. This is the kind of stuff they're feeding the old folks. Holy God, this is embarrassing.
This whole idea, she's trying to get men back by saying that Emhoff and Waltz, that's true masculinity.
Who gives a shit?
I dare you to take a poll and put together Donald Trump and J.D. Vance.
This idea that Donald Trump is masculine, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. I feel like I'm a space alien who landed on the planet trying to understand humans, and I just can't. Donald Trump is like a pampered princess. It's clear he's never worked a hard day in his life. He's covered from head to toe in makeup. He's morbidly obese. He doesn't act tough. He doesn't sound tough. There's no doubt he has never been in a fight in his entire fucking life. Where is the masculinity here? Bragging on yourself all the time? Is that masculine? Whining continuously? Eternally being the fucking victim? Is that masculine? It just doesn't make any sense.
Against Emhoff and Waltz and ask who's going to win in terms of masculinity. They even have to redefine it. Americans aren't feeling it.
I don't think you want that competition. People, I mean, he has beautiful eyelashes, but J.D. Vance looks like he's wearing eyeliner most of the time.
But he's not.
How dare you? How dare you? I know, and maybe the couch story was real.
And you know what? Waltz said he was carried weapons of war. He was in Bagram. You want to talk about it?
Donald Trump of working class fame on his golden toilet. Let's not do this again.
Yeah, lives in a fucking golden tower. What the fuck? Obviously, I don't understand what masculinity is. Growing up, I always thought masculinity was like big burly beard, big burly guy, like lumberjack, defending the fucking weak, being stoic, not really showing your emotions, not complaining all the fucking time, not sucking your own dick continuously, definitely not wearing makeup. I guess I'm just out of the fucking loop. And Governor Walz was out there killing it again this week, folks. Pretty funny, too.
This guy has spent his life, Trump has spent his life talking a big game, but he has been an absolute disaster for working people. One of the biggest losers of manufacturing jobs of any American president in history. Under Donald Trump, we saw 280,000 Michigan jobs gone. 30,000 of those manufacturing jobs gone.
Yep.
Nearly 9,000 auto industry jobs gone. Trump's presidency was an endless string of broken promises. He actually came here to Warren when he first ran, and he promised you, under a Trump presidency, you won't lose a single plant. Technically, it wasn't a lie because he lost 6 of them, not one. So, as they fact-checked me, I got it right. They lost 6 of them. Look, he lost the GM transmission plant down the road. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. He promised to fight for union workers, repeatedly turned his back on them. He even encouraged automakers to move manufacturing out of Michigan and go to anti-union states so they could pay their workers less. There's the reason that the UAW members endorsed Kamala Harris, and your president and many of your members called him exactly what he was.
Yeah, when it comes to the economy and jobs and workers, the vast majority of Americans think he's better than Kamala on these issues. It's so bizarre. The post-truth society we're in has no bearing or relationship to reality in any way.
Scab. All right, we all get it. Americans worry about it. He promised you he would stop the offshoring of jobs, but he cut taxes for corporations that during his presidency shipped 200,000 jobs overseas. He awarded $425 billion in federal contracts to companies that were offshoring those jobs. So some of you, this is spinning right now, you're thinking. So he gave your tax dollars to companies who sent your jobs abroad. That's Donald Trump. As a result of his trade wars, his disastrous mismanagement of COVID, at the end of his presidency, he had wiped out more than half of the manufacturing jobs that had been created in the decade before he came in. He was asleep at the wheel while China seized the advantage. And now he says we should just let China dominate the auto industry. But it's no surprise, Trump's all talk when it comes to being tough on China. Some of you heard this. We just found out his Trump-branded Bibles, yeah, they're printed in China. This dude even outsourced God to China. So just so we know. Again, I'm going to try and be generous here. I don't blame him. He didn't notice the Made in China sticker because they put it inside a place he's never looked in the Bible. So.
Oh, nailed it! That is a killer line. His speechwriters deserve a fucking raise for that one. Had to show you guys, even though it was sort of long. Had to show you because the payoff was worth it at the end. And last but not least, on the Coconut Express, which I did correctly from the very beginning. This awesome campaign ad Kamala Harris put out. They were quick on this one, folks. It was just revealed that he sent COVID-19 tests directly to Vladimir Putin. And here's Kamala nailing him about it.
When Americans were dying of COVID, Trump secretly sent COVID tests to Putin.
The U.S. is struggling with a nationwide shortage of COVID-19 tests.
When wildfires destroyed homes, Trump blocked help for political revenge.
Donald Trump wouldn't send relief based on who voted for him.
Hurricane Helene has devastated lives, and Trump is spreading dangerous lies to win an election.
This misinformation can prevent people from getting the help that they need.
When Americans most need a leader, he's in it for himself.
Yeah. Not the leader America needs, but maybe the leader America deserves. Still, in my opinion, Trump is the most American president we've ever had, and that's not a good thing. It's not a good reflection on fucking America, that's for fucking sure. We'll see what the fuck happens. Man, I cannot wait for this shit to be over. 3 more weeks. Holy God, come on. Either way, whatever happens, fucking happens. I'm ready. And that is my Coconut Express for this week. This might have landed if the MSN didn't cry wolf about Russia for years. What did they cry wolf about? What are you talking about? Trump's campaign chief, is number one guy, pled guilty to giving Russian information about the campaign, about the demographics of the United States, that they directly took the Russian troll farms and used to interfere in our elections. Fact. Fact, Trump's son met with Russian spies to try to get dirt on the election. Fact, Trump went public, asked Russia to interfere in the election. Fact, Russia did hack into the DNC servers and release that information. Fact, Russia did interfere in the fucking election. What are you talking about? Maybe you just don't know. Maybe you bought the lies told about Russia, never actually looked into it yourself. But 100% proven that Russia did interfere in our elections. Might want to educate yourself about that subject a little bit. Maybe you're new here and you didn't watch the show, but I covered it heavily. I've produced all the receipts that Russia 100% interfered in the election. So cool. And all right, folks, we got one more section before halftime. Damn, already 45 minutes of the show. Get your super chats in if you like it. Now it's time for Chud Watch, and this time I actually mean it. Russia! Hell yeah! And first off, on tonight's real Chud Watch, none of that fake shit. More zombies! Always zombies, folks. They're so weird. I'm almost impressed, to be honest with you. How loyal they are to Donald Trump, but it doesn't make it any less fucking weird. Like, look at this obsession. Look at this fucking mental illness. Imagine loving somebody this much. Imagine being this dedicated. Imagine having this much disposable income to devote to this. Just good God, need medication stat. And not the only example of that this week. I guess this is the same house from a different angle. But dude, nobody has ever loved anybody like Trump's cult members love him. And it's sort of impressive, like I said. It just shows you anybody can be a cult leader. Doesn't matter what you look like, how good at speaking you are. None of that matters, folks. Just if the media puts you in front of people, people will follow you and worship you. That's the way it works. And shout out to Elon trying to convince people that nobody believes Democrats are controlling the weather.
What do you think happened with the hurricanes?
I think there was an upcoming storm, and then I think government set in with whatever it is that they do. I don't know all the specifics about it. I'm not an expert in cloud seeding or whatever it is that they use to magnify the storm to a higher degree to disturb a land that maybe wanted for lithium that Harris's husband is partaking in.
So they made the storm stronger, so it would hit the.
Doing with this one.
You think that Milton, they're making it stronger?
From a 2 to immediately to 5, like instantaneously.
You're implying that the government made a hurricane stronger to hurt its own country, the United States of America?
Correct.
And what would be the gain of that?
If like there's been people out there, if they have an Alexa, I don't know if you've heard that, and they've asked what caused Milton. Okay. You can go on there now. It's already predicted the number of deaths and the amount of it's already predicted it. On a Google, it won't do that. If you ask it about Helene, it'll tell you the government actively used seed clouding. This is before Helene even happened.
Why would a country want to have a hurricane be strong and hit its own country?
Because they want to control certain places. And if you're looking at where the hurricane's going, it's a lot of red states.
Is it by the ocean?
If you're looking at the counties in North Carolina that were hit, there were all of them, 26 out of 28 of those counties were for Trump. They're doing whatever they can because they can't rig the election.
Even control the weather?
Yes.
So there you go, Elon. Tell me these loons don't actually fucking believe it. And we are so doomed as a goddamn country. Even if Kamala wins, we are doomed. And Not everybody who supports Trump is a racist, but every racist supports Trump.
Nazi? Do I embrace it? I don't try to push it away.
Well, you're wearing a swastika on your shirt.
Exactly.
And you've got swastika flags.
Rural America spoke up when they elected Trump. Rural America.
And by rural America, he means white America.
We're staring down the barrel of a gun here in white America. There's still 193 million white Americans. Yes, the vast majority of them are in their 60s and 70s, will be in the ground in the next 20 years, and therefore we have the possibility of becoming a minority in our own country. A possibility.
It sounds to me
of becoming a minority in our own country.
Like you're afraid of being me. And being me,
this is my country,
is great. This is also my country.
You guys didn't win the culture war.
He invited us on his...
You guys didn't win the culture war, translations. You guys didn't kill all the brown people like we did. You haven't killed all the white people yet. That's the culture war.
Property to talk, but when he doesn't like our conversation, he explodes.
Get the out of here now!
Yep. Who could have thought that guy has anger issues? Never saw that coming, just garbage. And it's weird, though, that Trump hates brown and black people so much, yet he really, really fucking wants to be brown. With this fucking makeup. No, that's not it. Here it is. He's 50 shades of beige, just good God. You think he would embrace his whiteness, but nope. He wants to be one of these illegal aliens, I guess. And Luke Beasley back, confronting anti-gay Trumpers.
What's inherently immoral about gay marriage?
It is anti-life and is anti-vital.
What do you mean anti-life?
It does not produce kids, and the marriage itself...
Do you think it should be illegal for two straight people who decide not to have kids to get married?
No, I believe they should still get married.
But then that's anti-life, right?
No, because at the end of the day, they could still adopt kids and raise them.
Gay people could adopt kids, right?
I don't believe they should. There's been recent reports.
Then aren't you anti-life? Literally what you're saying makes you anti-life by your own logic.
About a gay couple that is known to abuse their kids. Look up the stats.
I can find you about 13 gazillion examples of straight couples abusing their kids.
What the fuck are you talking about? Straight couples abuse kids all the goddamn time, but it's different. I don't care when they do it. It's just like, I can find you one trans person that molested a kid. I can find you 30 million Christians that did it. I don't care. I don't give a shit about that. I only care about when trans people do it. And another move bad folks loves Putin. It's perfectly fine that he's murdering thousands of innocent people. Oh, God, we're so doomed.
Ukraine, would it give you any pause?
I don't have a problem with Russia. I really don't. I have a problem with Ukraine. They're corrupt. I think that people are just ridiculous that they think that Putin's such this enemy. He isn't doing anything. He just wants back what was his.
But he invaded. He invaded.
What was his.
The Ukraine is his, folks. The Ukraine belongs to a man, and that man is Vladimir Putin. Just good God.
He invaded.
What was his.
He invaded Ukraine, killing thousands of people.
That's fine. That's fine with me.
As a veteran yourself, does it...
It's so fucking evil. They don't give a shit. They revel in the evil. No ability to critically think about anything.
Concern you at all that Russian aggression could move even beyond Ukraine?
I don't think Putin's a problem. I think Zelensky's the problem.
Why do you think Putin's not the problem? He's the one that invaded Ukraine and has killed thousands of people.
Because Putin is trying to save his country from the likes of idiots like Zelensky and the elitists.
You know, this administration... Ukraine, would it give you...
Putin, the richest man in the world unofficially, definitely not an elitist. And then the good liars are back. And speaking of the goddamn racist Trump supporters, it's not the good liars. It's the Daily Show. Sorry, close enough.
We have named these guys the Black Cockroach Ninjas.
You're not even trying to hide the racism anymore.
What? You're at a Trump rally, bro.
I know, right?
Yeah, you're at a Trump rally, bro. Where you think you at? We all racist here. It goes with the territory. It's par for the course. Why do you think we're here to begin with? To hobnob with other fucking racists. And then, speaking of the head fucking racist, doesn't seem like he's doing mentally well, folks. He won't release his medical records. It seems like he has tapioca pudding brain. Just rambling nonsense. As Ben Wexler correctly says, I'm not exaggerating when I say this is exactly how my grandfather sounded 3 months before we had him put in a nursing home. This is the man they want to run the United States, folks.
It's a very big plant. Many countries, they do that, and then all of a sudden you hear that they're leaving Milwaukee or they're leaving wherever they may be located. It's very sad to see it. And it's so simple. I mean, you know, this isn't like Elon with his rocket ships that land within 12 inches on the moon where they wanted to land.
Never landed on the moon at all.
Or he gets the engines back. That was the first I realized. I said, who the hell did that? I saw engines about 3-4 years ago. These things were coming, cylinders, no wings, no nothing. And they're coming down very slowly, landing on a raft in the middle of the ocean someplace with a circle. Boom. Reminded me of the Biden circles that he used to have, right?
What?
He'd have 8 circles and he couldn't fill them up.
What the fuck are you talking about?
But then I heard he beat us with the popular vote. I don't know. I don't know. Couldn't fill up the 8 circles. I always loved those circles. They were so beautiful. They were so beautiful to look at. In fact, the person that did them, that was the best thing about the level of that circle was great. But they couldn't get people, so they used to have the press stand in those circles because they couldn't get the people. Then I heard we lost. Oh, we lost. No, we're never going to let that happen again. But we've been abused by other countries. We've been abused by our own politicians, really, more than other countries. I can't.
Just nonsense. Word salad. But awesome, America. Let's let this guy lead us again. Sounds cool. And speaking of which, just more rambling goddamn nonsense.
I have more complaints on grocery. The word grocery, you know, it's sort of simple word, but it sort of means like everything you eat. The stomach is speaking. It always does. And I have more complaints about that. Bacon and things going up double, triple, quadruple. As part of this effort, I will pay more.
All right, super clear. Definitely getting my votes because of the bacon and the groceries and the stomach speaking and all of it. All of that makes perfect sense. Meanwhile, folks, this is the level of his cult following. He's going to tell these people that there are no empty seats in an auditorium full of empty seats. The people there can literally look and see with their own eyes there are tons of empty seats. But it's 1984. The leader demands that you believe him over your own eyes, and they fucking will.
You know, we get up and we talk. And I noticed something. Somebody was telling me the other day, we do a lot of these beautiful rallies, and it's so great. We never have an empty seat. Never have. Look at it. 100,000 people in Butler, more.
This is the arena, folks. Never have an empty seat. Just, what are you going to do? How are you going to combat this? How are you going to combat people that will believe this guy over their own fucking eyes, over their own experiences? There's nothing you can do. Literally, I've never seen any fucking thing like it. And then he's, I guess, decided his playbook is going to be the bigger the lie, the better. Just tell the most outrageous fucking lie you can goddamn possibly tell. And he knows the media is not going to hold him accountable. The media is doing this both sides thing, where they think they have to be impartial by treating Kamala and Trump exactly the fucking same, even though they're not in any fucking way exactly the goddamn same. One of them just a crazy goddamn liar, and the other one's telling the truth. Doesn't fucking matter. He can get away with it and say shit like this.
How about that one? Your child goes to school, and they take your child. It was a he, and comes back a she. And they do this.
They do it. They totally do it.
They do it.
They do it, folks. They do it.
And often without parental consent. Can you even believe we're saying this?
I can't believe you're saying it, yes. I can believe you say anything. I don't believe what you're saying is true, but I have no trouble believing whatever the fuck comes out of your mouth at this point. And the whole fucking thing is a calm from top to bottom. Remember last show, they had 6 people that had church on that said auto workers for Trump. They interviewed them and none of them were auto workers. This week, they have Scranton firefighters for Trump signs are holding up. They interviewed them. None of them are firefighters. But it doesn't matter, folks. Scranton firefighters for Trump. None of these people are Scranton firefighters. They just hand out the signs so the people at home can see it and then think, oh my God, well, if the firefighters are for Trump, he must be pretty cool. Even if you told them, though, that these people are not actually firefighters, they won't give a shit. The fact that these people held up signs that said firefighters for Trump is good enough. That's just as good if they were really firefighters. And then, folks, see if you can find any logic in this. See if you can make any sense of it. So in this clip, Trump is going to claim that during the 1880s, we had more wealth in this country as ever seen because of tariffs. It was the tariffs from the 1880s that made us so wealthy. And then he's going to say, some people say that the tariffs caused the Great Depression, which happened in the 1930s. But the tariffs didn't cause it, because the tariffs didn't come until after the Great Depression. So he's saying the tariffs in the 1880s made us super rich. And then he's going to say the tariffs didn't actually come until after the Great Depression in the 1940s. Listen to him.
The word is reciprocity is going to make us wealthy again. We're going to be a very wealthy country very quickly. Very, very quickly. You know, our greatest wealth probably proportionately was in the 1880s and 90s and the early 1900s, where we had so much cash.
Why?
They would set up committees. They didn't know what to do with their wealth. We had such wealth in this country. They didn't know what to do with their wealth. They had no, they would set up, we had so much money, all from tariffs. There was no income tax.
All from tariffs.
And then they went to the income tax stuff, and it was a whole different story. Then you had the Depression. A lot of people said, oh, tariffs maybe caused it wasn't. Tariffs came in 1932 after the Depression. They tried putting tariffs on to see if they could save.
He literally said, oh, we had all this money from tariffs, and then the Depression came, but the Depression didn't cause it because the tariffs came afterwards. It doesn't make any sense, folks. But it doesn't fucking matter. He could just say anything. It had to make sense. Literally, it has to have no consistency whatsoever from one sentence to another. Then he's in Detroit, folks, surrounded by other Detroiters, and he's shitting all over Detroit. That's a great way to get votes.
I don't think anything that we're talking about today is high on her list. The whole country is going to be like, you want to know the truth? It'll be like Detroit. Our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president.
Yeah, if you're like Kamala Harris, the whole country's going to be like you dirty motherfuckers in this shitty fucking town that you losers created. You want the whole country to be shitty like you losers made? Vote for me. Just what? And Mallory McMorrow says, as a proud elected representative of tens of thousands of Detroiters, fuck this guy. But Trump supporters don't care. They have a humiliation fetish. You can literally shit on them right to their face. And they're like, oh, shit on me again, Daddy. I didn't have my mouth open. Do it again. Do it right in my mouth, Daddy. Right in my mouth. Just the biggest fucking losers on the planet. He's right about them, to be honest with you. And then, folks, where are the free speech absolutists at? This is terrifying for anybody who is a supporter of the First Amendment. He's been saying this shit a lot, folks, over and over again. A giant fake news scam by CBS and 60 Minutes. Her real answer was crazy or dumb, so they actually replaced it with another answer in order to save her. None of this happened, of course. Or at least make her look better. A fake news scam, which is totally illegal. Take away the CBS license, election interference. She is a moron, and the fake news media wants to hide that fact. An unprecedented scandal. The Dems got them to do this and should be forced to concede the election. Yeah, hey! I'm claiming that 60 Minutes edited her interview and put answers in that she didn't give. I'm claiming with no evidence whatsoever. And based on this, I want to first take away their license, which is in direct violation of the First Amendment. He's trying to take away their free speech and free press. And then they should also concede the election based on this lie I just made up. Super cool. Not the only time he said it. Then he said, 60 Minutes is a major part of the news organization of CBS, which has just created the greatest fraud in broadcast history. CBS should lose its license, and it should be bid out to the highest bidder. And as should all the other broadcast licenses, because they are just as corrupt as CBS and maybe even worse. He's literally threatening that if he gets back in office, if the free press doesn't report the way he wants them to, doesn't say the things that he wants them to, he's going to take away their press license. He's going to stop them from reporting the news if they don't report it the way he wants them to, folks. That is a direct violation of free speech in the First Amendment in every goddamn way. Where you at, Elon Musk? Giving him $100 million so he can do it? Because nothing they say is real or true? And then, over on CNN, they played a clip of Fox News editing a Trump speech to make him look better. I guess this is election interference, right, Donald Trump? I guess you're going to take the license away from Fox News for doing this? Of course not.
Okay, let me play something, because back in June, I believe, Donald Trump was on Fox and Friends, and he had his answer edited by that show team. Listen.
What?
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
Attorney General, what are you?
Edited. That's not what he said. I saw the clip. He hemmed and hawed, which they're about to show you, but just showed you. Every news channel does the same thing.
We talked about how you fix the DOJ, how you bring justice back to this country.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know it.
Because I'm in them, and I don't want people to know that I'm in them.
You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because there's a lot of phony stuff.
I also think that was also an innocent mistake by Fox.
Such an innocent mistake. Oopsies. They definitely didn't do that on purpose to make him look like he's not a giant pedophile.
I don't know. Here's the thing. All I'm saying is, like, it has happened to him, and in that case, it was done in a way to make him sound more definitive about something that is important to the base than he actually was in the interview. So, who gets to have their interviews edited?
If you look.
Donald Trump. That's the only person that gets to have their interviews edited. Everybody else gonna take your license away from you. Double set of standards, of course. And then genocide apologist, child murder adjacent, weasel ass David Pakman actually had a good clip, so I'm going to show you, even though he's a disgusting pile of fucking shit who should be ashamed of himself and nobody should watch. He went on this other dumbass podcast, popular podcaster. I don't know who the fuck this guy is, but he's popular. And as usual, the guy had no clue how the most basic economics works. Seems shocked when David Pakman explains it to him.
So when it comes to Trump, do you dislike his policies or him as a person, or both?
I don't dislike Trump as a person, in the sense that I've never met the guy. So I think
You don't have to meet him to know he's a fucking shitty person. I've never met Netanyahu. I know he's a child murderer. I've never met Putin, but I know he's a mass murderer and a pedophile. What the fuck you talking about, Pakman?
He has a lot of personality traits that make him completely unsuited to being president. And also, I think his policy prescriptions, to the extent that they exist and he understands them, which is a different part of it. A lot of the stuff Trump talks about, he still doesn't know how tariffs work. We're 8 years into this thing, 9 years in. He still thinks China pays the tariffs when they're paid by American companies.
Yeah, I've seen him talk about tariffs.
Very confused guy.
Wait, so China's not paying tariffs right now?
The tariffs are paid by the American companies that import the Chinese goods. That's the way it's such a fundamental, and I see you looking a little confused on this one.
Yeah, I'm confused.
This is the way tariffs work. What Trump did is place tariffs on Chinese imports. By the time the imports get here, China's been paid for the stuff.
Americans pay for it.
Maybe they get net 120 terms, right? But in a sense, China has already transacted. The American company who brings the goods in pays the tariffs.
Really? And they pass that on to the customer. We pay it.
You're kidding right now.
No, I thought he said he was raising the tariffs by 50 to 100% for Chinese imports.
Oh, God, he's so stupid.
You got to clip this. I'm begging you. You got to clip this and send it to me.
I'm genuinely
None
confused.
of this stuff is getting cut out, right?
No.
Oh, my God.
We post everything.
Please. The tariffs are paid by the company that does the importing. So if you want to build a building in the U.S. and you import Chinese steel, you pay China for the steel, you pay the U.S. government the tariff. This is why it's inflationary. Economists have looked at Trump's tariff proposal and said it would make stuff more expensive for Americans by adding the cost of the tariffs to the total cost of production. So that's the way tariffs work. A lot of people don't seem to know how tariffs work, which is sad because this is how people end up getting sucked into Trump's vortex. He says something that sounds good. I'm going to punish China with tariffs.
Yeah.
In this case, that sounds good. Chinese tariffs. They're paid by the American companies.
Wow.
That's why it's so damaging.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Send
me
you're
this
a moron.
No, I will. I genuinely had no idea. I thought
Yeah.
China was paying those.
Yep.
No. I had no idea. Yeah. That's why you're a Trump supporter. Fucking moron. These people literally are going to have our country collapse because they won't do 5 seconds of research on any goddamn thing. And then, folks, I agree with Christy Yamaguchi Maine. We're not doing well as a country. Did you guys hear about the meteorologist hit with death threats after debunking hurricane conspiracy theories? Trump and Republicans spreading these lies so much that scientists now have to be in fear for their lives for simply doing their job and telling the truth and trying to keep people safe from hurricanes. We are so fucking cooked. And speaking of shameless goddamn liars, Melania Trump did an interview where she claims that her son Barron is a victim of cancel culture. Why, you might ask? Well, apparently he was canceled by the woke mob when he went to try to get a bank account. She was trying to teach him financial responsibility and get him his own bank account. And because he's Trump's son, he was canceled and they wouldn't give him one. Only you're not legally allowed to have a bank account if you're 15 years old. So that's why. But don't let that get in the way, folks. They're the victim. Oh, my God. Everybody's so against them. Just fucking shameless liars. And speaking of her being a fucking shameless liar, the entire goddamn family, nothing but crooks and cons.
I have 2 platforms, melaniatrump.com and usmemorabilia.com,
Totally.
that support scholarships.
They support the scholarships. If you go to these websites, you'll see. I am all about supporting the scholarships, everybody. I am very thoughtful. I am very empathetic. I'm loving. I want everybody to have scholarships, and I'm very passionate about making sure lots of people get scholarships. So go to my websites and check it out, and you will see that I'm telling you the truth. All right, do it.
For fostering children and fostering community.
Guess
so
what?
Melania Trump just mentioned 2 websites as part of her platform. One it being melaniatrump.com and the other one being US Memorabilia. Now, I'd seen US Memorabilia before, so I said, let's look at that website first. It's a very rudimentary website. There's not much on it. On US Memorabilia, she's selling a lot of expensive Christmas ornaments and NFTs, which she calls digital collectibles. On the FAQ section, I thought maybe this would be where she might mention a charity or proceeds going to a charity. She does not. It doesn't say that at all. It talks about what a digital collectible is.
All right, long story short, none of that exists on either website. She just fucking totally made that up to seem like a decent person when she doesn't give a fuck at all, knowing that none of them are going to check, and even if they did check, they wouldn't care because they don't care if they're lied to. They literally worship these people. They want to be lied to. And brutal clip of J.D. Vance. So this is how every journalist should be, folks. If they don't answer the question, ask them again. Ask them again. Ask them again. Don't let them fucking weasel out of it. Don't let them pivot. And every time they refuse to answer, it makes them look worse and worse and worse.
In the debate, you were asked to clarify if you believe Trump lost the 2020 election. Do you believe he lost the 2020 election?
I think that Donald Trump and I have both raised a number of issues with the 2020 election, but we're focused on the future.
Literally not. Donald Trump continuously, including today, yesterday, the day before, mentions that he was robbed, that he won the election, that it was stolen. So you're lying.
There's an obsession here with focusing on 2020.
Literally, it's Trump's obsession with focusing on 2020 because he hasn't stopped talking about it for 4 fucking years.
I'm much more worried about what happened after 2020, which is a wide open border, groceries that are unaffordable. And look,
because of
Senator,
Trump.
yes or no?
Okay.
Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Let me ask you a question. Is it okay that big technology companies censored the Hunter Biden laptop story, which independent analysis have said cost Donald Trump millions of votes?
Yes, it's perfectly fine. They have a private platform. They can delete anything they want to, just like Elon Musk can. That's how private business works. If they don't want a bunch of Nazi shit, if they don't want a bunch of disinformation, which hurts them from getting advertisers and prevents them from making money, that's capitalism, baby. Yes, that's completely fucking fine. What are you talking about?
Senator Vance, I'm going to ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020 election?
Did big technology companies censor a story that independent studies have suggested would have cost Trump millions of votes?
Even if that were true, that's a problem. What Elon Musk is doing is 1,000 times worse right now. So is that election interference? Call that a thin hypocrite. You actually don't give a shit about any of this. You're just dodging the question. It's so obvious, you fucking weasel.
Senator Vance, I'm going to ask you again. Did Donald Trump lose the 2020
election? And I've answered your question with another question. You answer my question, and I'll answer yours.
I answer your question with another question. That's not a fucking answer, dude. Holy God.
I have asked this question repeatedly. It is something that is very important for the American people to know. There is no proof, legal or otherwise, that Donald Trump did not lose the 2020 election.
You're repeating a slogan rather than engaging with what I'm saying, which is that when our own technology firms engage in industrial scale censorship, by the way,
that's completely illegal. If that happened, that's completely illegal. That's not the election interference whatsoever.
Backed up by the federal government in a way that independent studies suggest affect the votes. I'm worried about Americans who feel like there were problems in 2020.
Fuck your feelings.
I'm not worried about
Facts don't give a shit about your feelings. You know what you guys tell me all the time?
Slogan that people throw. Well, every court case went this way. I'm talking about something very discrete, a problem of censorship in this country that I do think affected things in 2020, and more importantly, that led to Kamala Harris's governance, which has screwed this country up in a big way.
Senator, would you have certified the election in 2020? Yes or no?
I've said that I would have voted against certification because of the concern that I just raised. I think that when you have technology...
Holy shit, because a private company decided what they wanted on their platform, he would throw out Americans' votes and destroy democracy. That's literally what he's saying right now.
The answer is no.
When you have technology companies censoring Americans at a mass scale in a way that, again, independent studies have suggested affect the vote, I think that it's right to protest against that, to criticize that, and that's a totally reasonable thing.
So it's totally reasonable to end democracy and throw out Americans' votes because of what a private company does, folks. If that's not disqualifying, I don't know what the fuck is, but nothing is. Nothing is disqualifying for conservatives. Trump and him could rape babies on camera in front of them, and they would blame Antifa for it. Just too fucking far gone. Meanwhile, Fox News doing everything they can to gaslight us, rewrite history.
They said that Trump said that people weren't going to get any more than $750.
He did.
We looked. Trump never said that.
You clearly did not look, because he absolutely fucking said that.
On the $750 issue, it wasn't Trump that said it. I don't know who started it.
It was.
Like Lara Trump, she was the one who said the $750. She was on with Dana Bash, trying to have, I guess, a nice conversation or get some hits in.
So Jessica Tarlov is half right. The other two are wrong. Lara Trump did say it, but so did Donald J. Trump. Roll the tape.
They send hundreds of billions of dollars to foreign nations. And you know what they're giving our people? $750. They're offering them $750 to people whose homes have been washed away.
So that is from Saturday and Sunday from this past weekend. But last week on Thursday, Sean Hannity, the top paid person on Fox News, started saying it several times on his show, and he also repeated the same thing on Friday.
$750?
She comes out and offers $750. $750.
Who could have spread this? Who possibly could have done this? Says the guy in the hot dog costume.
The $750.
We didn't find out until yesterday that they're offering a one-time payment of $750. Americans are offered a one-time $750 payment. But if you're in your so far, a one-time $750 payment.
We have no idea who did this. We've looked everywhere. We couldn't figure it out.
So I don't know who came up with that false rumor about $750 being the one-time payment, but I just showed evidence that Sean Hannity said it on Thursday. He also said it on Friday, and that Trump said it on both Saturday and Sunday of last week. I also included that montage that you just heard from Sean Hannity on my podcast, which has already been...
But it doesn't matter. They got the talking point out, so now all Trump supporters will say, Trump never said that. We don't know who said that. Probably Antifa made that up, y'all. It was the Democrats that made that up. We never said that, but it's true. They are only giving them $750, and they are also giving all the money to the illegals, but we never said that. They play both fucking sides. It's so ridiculous. Even the corpse of Joe Biden is fucking fed up, y'all. They ask him, hey, are you going to contact Donald Trump and tell him to cut out all the disinformation about the hurricanes?
We're going to hold those accountable.
Public will hold them accountable. You better than the press hold them accountable because you know the truth.
Do you plan to speak with former President Trump?
No.
No, of fucking course not. Why would I talk to that orange goof? And then he shuffles off to go, I guess, be in the Weekend at Bernie's remake or something, whatever. Some kind of zombie movie, I'm sure. And, folks, the baddest steely-eyed missile man is back. Alpha male, Ron DeSantis. And he wants you guys to know that, oh no, Kamala Harris, she's not in charge here. I'm the sheriff. Don't make me break out my pea shooters and go pew, 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 okay? I will sashay away in my high heels and kill woke dad.
Now, people have asked me about, is FEMA going to do this? Just let me be clear, in Florida, we run the show. FEMA's not running the show. We will utilize them to support some of the things we're doing, but you are not going to see FEMA running amok in Florida. I know that's been out there on the internet. That is not going to happen. I'm the sheriff that's in charge here, and we will make sure to protect you. Don't worry about it.
I'm the sheriff, goddammit. I'm the big boss man, y'all. Don't let anybody tell you differently. I run the show. Just good God, so sad. So effeminate, trying to act like he's such a goddamn badass. It just does not come off truthfully. Fake as fuck. And then he went out there and said that the government has no right to stop people from rebuilding in the areas highly prone to flooding, folks. They're going to keep building, and they're going to keep making us pay for it. We're going to have to subsidize Florida, I guess, forever. Every time they get wiped out, America going to have to pay $200 billion for these people to live there. Now, I'm all for helping them out one time or two times so they can move the fuck away. But you rebuild there, you're on your own. I got to say, at some point, don't we have to cut these motherfuckers off? Why should we have to subsidize them living in fucking Florida? Clearly, God has spoken. Move away from there. I guess we're just going to be bankrupt, though. So he's going to take FEMA money over and over again. He's going to bankrupt us, but at the same time shitting on FEMA and shitting on socialism. And also passing laws where in the government documents, they're not either allowed to mention climate change or global warming, while he goes out there and denies that it has anything to do with the hurricanes. Why are we letting him do this? Fuck Florida. Maybe we should just let Florida succeed, or we should kick them out. If you want to go live in Florida, fine. Florida has to pay for itself. No more bailouts from the United States. And then we don't have to worry about them voting for goddamn Republicans anymore, too. So win-win situation. Fuck Florida. Enough of these motherfuckers. Get rid of them. The fucking asshole of the country anyway. And get along this guy. Apparently it was reported that Zachariah Levi thought that he was going to be the next Rock or Chris Evans because of Shazam, and when the movie failed miserably, he got all fucking bitter about it. And that's why he came out and supported Donald Trump. Remember, he said he thinks it's going to be career suicide coming out supporting Donald Trump. Well, apparently the reason that he came out and supported Donald Trump was not career suicide. It's that he was trying to boost his career because all his new movies are Christian-based. They're these same low-budget Kevin Sorbo movies that are almost exclusively watched by Republicans and Trump supporters. So far from being selfless and doing something that might destroy his career, he was just pandering to people he thought would go see his shitty movies. What a disappointment. Fuck that guy. And speaking of guys who should be fucked, Jake Paul, of course, like all rich motherfuckers, so afraid he might pay an extra 10 cents in taxes, came out in support of Donald Trump, did his fear-mongering. Jake Paul fears what might happen if Donald Trump loses the election. America will fall. The borders will open. Tens of millions of illegal criminals and people from other countries will pour in. And I think freedom of speech will probably be taken away. I'll pay $1 million if they'd ask this motherfucker who he thinks is president right now. Why hasn't all that happened under Joe Biden if that's going to happen? Donald Trump is not the fucking president. What you talking about, Willis? Good God, they're such scum. Why do we keep making the worst people famous? Because it's America. I mean, I already know the question. We are the worst. And last but not least, get your super chats in, folks. One more for the break. Hard to believe Michael Flynn has got even nuttier, folks. But it's true. Here he is interviewing very sane Roseanne.
Times what we're seeing happen is we're seeing these people, they're trying to do damn near anything. I mean, they're trying to kill this, they're trying to kill Trump. I mean,
literally 2 Republicans try to kill Trump. So I guess by they, you mean you?
Two assassinations. The first one almost turned his head into red mist,
They wanted it televised too. That was the only time they televised it.
Right. I mean, you get the whole thing, the New York Times reporter and right there in the front with this high-speed camera. You got CNN's on there. And,
I mean, it was a rally. They televised all the rallies. They have cameras at all the rallies. What the fuck are you talking about?
Even on this one at the golf course, I understood that MSNBC was there. Like, what? Wow. I mean, how does this kind of stuff happen? So,
oh, my God. News reporters out following one of the presidential candidates that's a coin flip to be the next president? Unheard of. Got to be some kind of conspiracy.
Both. The fact is there was 2 assassination attempts on Trump.
Yes.
There's likely going to be another.
There were more than that.
Oh, yeah. Well, the CIA should be all over that, Probably, my guess is you won't hear nothing about it. But my guess is he was working for them as well. I'm speculating a bit, but...
Yeah. I have no evidence, but probably. I'm pulling this out of my ass, but probably.
But he definitely was working and on the radar of the FBI. So, and then the other guy, and then they're in these commercials for BlackRock. I mean, all of these things that you look at, they in the world that they should have been where they were, yet they were able to be there.
Yeah. Right.
So, if you study... which I have, like the various assassinations of the 60s, even when you look at Ronald Reagan's, the assassination attempt on him. I mean, you look at these assassinations of presidents and other individuals, other high-profile individuals, it's never what you see. It's never what you're told.
Right.
Never what you're told. So what we've been told recently is that, well, Iran is after Trump. Okay, well, maybe it's not Iran. Maybe it is.
It's not. It was 2 Republicans.
Maybe it's somebody else. Maybe it's the people really close to him. Or maybe it's
Republicans?
Both sides of the political aisle. I don't trust these people because the establishment wants him out of the way.
Yeah, they do.
It's the establishment, you shitlibs! Nobody is more establishment than fucking Donald Trump. Good Lord, y'all. And that is my Chud Watch for this fucking week. Hell yeah! And folks, I have a patron. Like, if you're watching this video, which you clearly are because you hear my voice right now, shut up, Michael Flynn! Look, right here, boom, there's a more button on the description of the video. You click that, and it pops down. And the very first link goes to my patron. Could you please find it in your cold, dead heart to become a patron? I would so appreciate it. So the first button is become a member. You click on that, boom, and then you become a member. And it's literally whatever you can afford. I am not that greedy. I'm a little bit greedy. $1, $2, $10, $50, it don't matter. $1 million, it depends on what you got, folks. But I don't make any money except for the user-supported donations through Patreon and the Super Chats. So if you enjoy my show and you want to help out me and the floating cats and my animal sanctuary, please chip in. I need your help. Like, I work hard. I make less than minimum wage doing this. And please chip in if you can. And thank you for letting me beg. I appreciate it. And I hate having to ask. I really do. I wish I was independently wealthy. But I am not. So what you going to fucking do? I got to ask or the show won't exist. And let's read the Super Chats. Let's see what we got this week. Hopefully some generous motherfuckers out there. BBC, what up? 16.19. That's a weird amount, but I'll take it. Love you, BBC, and $5 from BBC. I just want to say thank you, Dusty. Hey, thank you, BBC. Did you just pee on me? You better not have peed on me. You better keep that pee away from me. Nasty motherfucker. Not you, BBC. I'll take your pee any day. I have been going through a lot of shit in my life lately. I'm sorry. PTSD sucks. Thank you for all you do. Oh, man, I'm starting to hear that. Like, if you need to talk to somebody, let me know. Reach out to me. But hope you feel better. And everybody, heap love upon BBC. Go sign up for his channel as well. We're all in this together, man. Appreciate you. And hello, Mr. Anderson. Became a PTL hero. That's the way you do it. So PTL hero is like the upper echelon of the Dust Buddies. You don't get anything extra except for my fucking love. And you got it, Mr. Anderson, superhero. And little old Mimi, $20. Hey, you didn't say nothing? And you ain't got to. You're awesome, Mimi. Good to see you tonight. Kevin Milligan, 10. Hey, yeah, 10. Free tickets. If you got a free ticket, check the community section and the membership section of YouTube to find your free ticket to tonight's after party. It's going to be a long one tonight. I got a bunch of stuff. Show up live. If you're watching this on the replay, you got to be here live for your chance to win a random free ticket that gives you access to all the after parties. And if you get one, give the person who gave it to your love. In this case, Kevin Milligan. Thanks, buddy. And speaking of heroes, Rebecca Poise, always a giant hero of the show. The thumbnail is nightmarish and on point for the Halloween season. I'm getting good at the thumbnails, y'all. I'm kicking AI's ass. And reflects the horror of the fallout from MAGA. See you tomorrow. Sorry for your loss. Yeah, mostly it's for my mom. Like I said, I wasn't real close to my aunt, but obviously she's my aunt. I feel bad. And thank you, Rebecca. That means a lot. Look forward to hanging out with you tomorrow. Appreciate you. And $20 from Red Sky. Heart to you, Red Sky. Love. I love you. Thank you. You rock. And speaking of rock, Agent Orange gonna have me read his message. So sexy. Gonna have to miss the Friday show again. What? Hope everyone has an amazing weekend. Oh, yeah, Agent Orange. You miss all the shows you want to, as long as you keep paying me. I'm going to be your deep slut. Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. That's my real voice, folks. In real life, that's how I talk. Thank you, Agent Orange. Appreciate you, as always. Water Polo is a one ticket. Hell yeah, if you got it. Give Water Polo Wizard your love. Thank you, buddy. Anthony Stark, $5 in your sexy voice. Welcome to Costco. I love you. Hell yeah, I did it. Thank you, Anthony Stark. Megan Barcelona, $5. Broke Bitch Club. What up? Finally get to flea drops. Hell yeah. Bold is getting removed. I love when a plan comes together. Enjoyed by Dirty Root Beer Moose is on the couch. Scritches to Moose. And scritches to you, Megan. Water Polo was another ticket. Hell yeah. Thank you, Water. You rock. Mud Butt. Sounds like Donald Trump. $10. I finally got a few bucks to spare. Keep up the great work, Dusty. You keep the great work, Mudbutt. WSD time. $5. People are still voting Trump. I swear the stupidity of these people is so overwhelming. No logic. Yes, we are fucked. And not a serious people. Another ticket from Water Polo Wizard. That's the way you do it. Appreciate you, Water. Justin Rashaw. $10. Just trying to live by the golden rule and support what I can. Thanks, Dusty. I appreciate you. I actually paid it for today. I gave Melvin $100. You guys gave Melvin $100. Melvin's been coming over and mowing my lawn because for reasons. But anyway, it takes a village, folks. Now, this is the greatest one-man show in the world, and I do everything on the show by myself. But a lot of the people free me up to do this kind of thing. Like Melvin helps by mowing the grass, and other people help me take care of the animals and stuff. So I get to put 60 and 70 hours into the show a week. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to. So thank you guys for helping me reward other people that help me do this show. You rock. 20 pounds. HK, take me to Pound Town. Dusty, you're always badass. Thanks again. Hey, I appreciate you, HK. I made a mistake. I ate an apple before the show, and it got my mouth all fucking dry as shit. My mouth is like I sucked on a fucking lemon. So having trouble talking real good tonight, but whatever. I'm gonna power the fuck through it. And thank you for taking me to Pound Town, HK. Water, $5 this time. Is crazy. Cold War, communism bad. Now Putin is awesome. Yes, it's definitely interesting times. Not sure I want to live in interesting times, but we do, regardless if we want to or not. Ashok Kumar, $6.99. Hell Satan. Close enough. Hey, Dusty, how are you doing? All right. Have a great weekend. You have a great weekend. I'm hooking the beast tonight. Tomorrow. Have a beer in your honor, Ashcock. And Django Fed $2. What up? What up to you, Django? Good to see you tonight. New member. Welcome to That's Buddy Mad Hatter. You got the customized emojis. Spam the chat with impunity. And Swaggering Cat. The Pharaohs want you to know that they will never pee on you. What if I'm into it? And they send their regards. As always, you rock, Swaggering Cat, and scritches to the Pharaohs. The Val family, $10 for the kiddies. Hell yeah, the kiddies love it. I'm giving this cat pets just for you right now, Val. Socialist, Dusty, check out the game Forever Winter. I'm going to play New World again. New World on the 15th is rebooted. We're going to play New World again. I love that game. We back, baby. I'm killing everybody. Come play with me, y'all. And Susan Francis, last but not least, $10. Got a hippo. You guys see that little cute ass baby hippo that's viral all over the motherfucking place? That thing is cute. Thank you, Susan. And folks, still plenty of time to get your super chats in before the end of the show. We're only at halftime. It's 9:30. We're at halftime. What? The rest of the show should go a little quicker, though. We're going to blast through it. But for now, it's time for Sing Along if you know the words. What is New World? What? Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. Religious bullshit. It's time for religious bullshit. Moody, that's it, baby. It's time for religious bullshit. Is there kitty porn in the background? Kitties are nasty. All licking and sucking on each other. They don't know they're on camera. It's all good, though. Take advantage of them. New World is a game I played for like 2,000 hours. Played it a bunch with you guys on Twitch. We had a whole crew growing. And then it started sucking. But now they're bringing it back, so we're going to play it again. First off, of course, it's been 2 days since my last show. So, pastor charged with raping mentally disabled woman. Yep. A pastor of Shawnee Church is being held without bail in Utah, facing multiple felony charges, including rape and kidnapping. He is currently still being held in custody without bail in Utah. Ephraim Taylor, senior 65, Olin Park, was arrested in Miller County and charged with rape, forcible sodomy, and aggravated kidnapping, forcible sexual abuse, blah, blah, blah. As always, the worst among us. Meanwhile, Kenneth Copeland, y'all, not creepy, not a ghoul, has a very important prayer for us all.
In school board elections, judges, sheriffs, mayors, city managers, college presidents, those that refuse to hold to your will and do it, remove them and put someone in there that will.
Okay.
We pray that your will be done on this earth.
Why would you have to pray that God's will be done? Does that make any sense whatsoever? God is all powerful. His will was always going to be done no matter what. What is God in heaven like? Man, I really want to put these people in office, but I just can't. Oh, what's that? Kenneth Copeland asked me? Well, damn. I guess I'll let my will be done. I wasn't going to let my will be done, but since Kenneth Copeland asked me so nicely, I guess I'll let my will be done. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. It's almost like he's not actually praying to God. It's almost like he is praying to the people who are listening to him, not telling them what God wants, but telling them what he wants. He's telling them that he wants them to go out and vote for these people, that it is God's will that they do that. It has nothing to do with just do whatever you want, God. It's so obvious and so fucking stupid.
As it is in heaven. Yes. And we know it is not your will that little babies be killed in the womb.
Then how was it done? If God is all powerful, then how possibly could his will not be done? It just doesn't make any logical sense.
It is not your will to make your own perversion instead of the peace of God. And we pray for the people. The devils are fighting and trying to ruin their lives with perverted ideas.
Trying to ruin their lives?
Ways. The people that are addicted to pornography and addicted to the things of the flesh in this world.
I like me some porn.
And we break the power. We break the power of the homosexual, lesbian spirits that are trying to ruin our children.
What?
And ruin this nation. Get down from there.
Oh, get down from there.
We sit by the throne.
Get off my face, lesbians. I don't know. I'm for lesbians for... That's just my opinion. And folks, I told you on the last show about hate pastor Steven Anderson. It has been reported that he got forcibly put in a mental institution. I didn't have proof of it yet, though. But now we do. Apparently, he was supposed to preach that night, and instead this man got up and preached for him, his substitute pastor. And this is how classy they are, folks. So 4 of his children have come out and said he abused them, described in detail the abuse that they underwent. So the guy who is preaching in his stead in his church is going to get up on the pulpit and make fun of his own son Make fun of Steve Anderson's son. Basically call him fat on the pulpit of Steve Anderson's church. Watch these bottom feeders.
And you guys aren't even going to church right now. You're staring at me right now.
God damn it. Try it again.
And you guys aren't even going to church right now. You're staring at me right now. So I'm just trying to help you out.
Oh, thank you.
You think you're hardcore, Isaac? Get up. 3:45 a.m. Read your Bible. Read your Bible. Buy yourself an elliptical. Get shredded because you're pretty chubby.
He's talking about Steve Anderson's son. Literally calling Steve Anderson's son fat for coming out and telling people he's been abused by his father. This is how low they are.
I'm just trying to help you out.
So
I'm
helpful.
trying to get you ripped, rich, and religious, buddy.
Such a good dude.
Because that's what you want. You want to be ripped? You look like baby Hercules from the Eddie Murphy movie. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Google it.
Classy.
You'll see what I'm saying.
I know. I've seen it.
Hercules, Hercules. That's who you are.
This is church, folks.
But I know you want to be ripped.
He's literally calling an abused kid fat in the pulpit at church.
Hey, I want you to be rich, but rich towards God. And you're only going to get that by being right with God. Keep winning souls before you waste your life, your potential.
Just get abused. Don't tell anybody. Stay silent, victims, so you can be right with God. And apparently it's true. Pastor Stephen Anderson was involuntarily committed to a psych ward for 24 hours. He admitted it himself. Isaac Anderson, I've a good authority that my father was picked up yesterday afternoon and taken involuntarily to the psych ward. Next service is going to be insane, literally. We just saw what the next service was. This is the guy I just showed you was calling fat. And then apparently Steve Anderson himself posted and then deleted this. This sermon by Bro Segura was an absolute banger. Makes me glad I took the night off. Don't miss it. This is the sermon where he calls Stephen Anderson's son fat and baby Hercules. Encouraging it. And then he posted this. A picture of this guy. I guess this was his friend or something. So what I'm assuming happened was he must have threatened to harm himself to his friend. And so his friend called and had him committed. About the only way you can have somebody involuntarily committed, I know firsthand, is if they threaten to self-harm. Otherwise, they won't do shit. So that must have been what happened. His friend sought to get him help. And so when he got out, he posted the picture of his friend, and he posted, "This effeminate piece of crap, Lionel Caros, put me in a mental institution for 24 hours. He hasn't been asked to leave. He has been delivered over to Satan for the destruction of the flesh and has some big-time imprecatory prayers coming his way. This evil Judas Iscariot will never be allowed at our church and should not be allowed at any Bible-believing church." So basically he's shunning him, casting him out from all the churches because his friend dared to try to get him some help. And then, of course, the coward deleted the message. What a fucking dumpster fire all these goddamn people are. And folks, nobody has ever leaned into the right-wing Christian grift as hard as Russell Brand. This dude is trying so hard. Every chance he got to point out to people how Christian he is now, how religious he is all of a sudden. Got to lay it on so fucking thick. It's ridiculous.
In the middle of this crazy storm in Florida, thankfully in Miami, and I pray for those of you that are more directly affected, it's worth thinking how the metaphor of the storm affects us all like animals. I think we can feel that something unusual is happening. Pray for the people in Tampa and Sarasota and all those that are affected elsewhere directly by this. In storms in our own lives, I was taught from Matthew that when the apostles were dealing with a storm, Peter first asks, when he sees our Lord on the water, "Is that you?" And you don't get out of the boat until you know it's Jesus, until you know it's the Lord that is saying, "Yes, come." If he says yes, then you can get out of the boat. But unlike Peter, once you're out of the...
Anyway, I'm done listening to his voice. He makes me want to vomit. It's so obvious and shameless, the grift. I'm a Christian now. You got to forgive me for all those rapes I did. I don't even have to own up to it. I don't have to make amends to people I hurt. I don't have to do anything. I'm just really pious and godly now. Give me money. And I guess it works. People are so dumb. But hey, I'm going to cheer you guys up right now, because this is one of the best Russell Brand parodies I've seen online.
People don't like Donald Trump because he's an ethereal gladiator of justice protecting the fickle fabric of the universe.
Russell, the allegations have just come out.
Ugh. I'm Christian. I've been redeemed. I'm forgiven. That's good timing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Mary was a bit of a sore, wasn't she?
Russell, the allegations.
Oh, yeah, hallelujah. What do you think about these new Instagram handles? I've got BAB, Born Again Brandy, GWR, Got It What It Whistle.
What about the essay?
Shining Apostle. Love it. Praise him.
Russell?
Yeah?
We need to talk about the allegations.
I can't. Sorry, it's getting to the clappy wappy bit of Shine Jesus Shine.
But Russell,
Yeah, sorry,
the
I've got one more. What was that? What do you think of this baptism pic?
I think people should have a choice whether they see you in your underwear.
Should they? I better get off to confession then.
Russell,
Yeah?
the allegations.
I can't, I'm afraid. I'm reading Deuteronomy 30:16. Totally appropriate gap, by the way.
Russell?
Sorry, I'm just converting someone on the phone. Can we do what in tongues, you cheeky minx? Pray? Yeah, that sounds great. A furious, flamboyant, feminine
No,
wizard?
Russell, this is wrong. You can't just conveniently convert to a religion to shield yourself against things you've done wrong.
Sorry, God's on the line. What's that? Signal's not very good. All right, God, stay on the prayer. I'm just going to step outside.
Russell.
Go very far away.
Russell.
Absolutely nailed it. I'm glad other people are calling him out for this obvious fucking grift. It's so transparent. Imagine the level of idiocy you would have to be to fall for this. And speaking of the level of idiocy, holy God. I would say this is hard to believe, but it's not. It's prosperity preachers, prosperity pimps. This guy's literally about to tell his congregation not to give money to the poor. He's about to tell them that it's bad to give money to the poor. Instead, you should be giving your money to him. He's about to tell you that it's good to be selfish. And the only way you're going to get money back is if you give money to him. Listen to this, y'all.
Here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something. The poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself. So when you give a...
Okay. Isn't that okay? Do you have to be selfish? Isn't giving selflessly a good thing? Isn't that Christ-like? What the fuck are you talking about?
Dollar to somebody on the street talking about I did my job. God like, thank you, but it ain't gonna help you. Read your Bible.
Good teaching.
Charity does not bring wealth. Only the tithe does that. Matter of fact, you don't believe me? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna preach on it.
So shameless. Oh my God, that is another fucking level. I almost admire it, you know. He got them going, yes, Lord, yes, fuck the poor. Let's give us your money. Let's give you our money. Just holy God, so funny. And folks, Glenn Beck wants you guys to know we're in the end times. Jesus is going to come back any second now. Believe it.
Gosh, I can't believe I'm here finding hope in this kind of stuff, but I really, truly feel hope in... I think Christ may be coming. Now, people have said that forever.
They have.
Sure. The apostles said that.
Right.
So,
The Bible specifically says that God was going to come back during their lifetime. So, yeah, people have been saying that for thousands of years at least.
Probably wrong. Good shot.
Definitely wrong,
but
yes.
It's going to look like this.
Yeah, sure.
You know, we're
Absolutely.
at the beginning of the woes, but
definitely.
If it is, what an honor to be alive today.
Living in these times, yeah.
What an honor to be in his, even if it's not those times.
It's not those times.
We're fighting
You're not.
evil like
I am fighting
we
evil.
haven't seen in over 100 years, easy.
I've literally never seen evil like this.
we get to find out what's in us, who we really are.
Donald Trump's in you.
You know, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, definitely, folks, Jesus coming back any 5 seconds now. Hold your breath. And that. What a way to live, folks. Imagine having this mindset. She a grown-ass woman. Got the mind of a 6-year-old.
This girl who was an ex-Satanist, she was talking about
Literally, you don't have any friends that are ex-Satanists. This is all completely fucking made up and bullshit.
how when she was a Satanist and she was literally trying to curse Christians and she was going after Christians. And I think a lot of times as Christians, we just go beat bopping around thinking, oh, da, 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 da. And it's like, guys, we are in a spiritual war and we don't realize
we have an enemy that's very strategic.
Scheming 24/7. They're fighting you 24/7.
You know, Satanists, at least most Satanists, don't actually believe in the supernatural. They use Satan as a symbol to mock you and make fun of you.
And if you're not fighting back, then who do you think's winning? She literally said the demons would hate this, that whenever we would come in contact with a Christian who was continuously praying, we could not touch them. They're like a blue dome that would come around them.
All right, hey, I am Satanist as fuck. Come around me, baby. I guarantee I can touch you. You pray all you want. You say, I'll sit there and let you. Pray 20 minutes, an hour, whatever it takes. I guarantee I can touch you, no matter how long you pray. If you'll let me, consensually.
It was like this form of protection that if they were continuously praying, we could not come against them. And it literally sends chills down my body because I think we so often think about our prayer life as like before meals, before bed. It's not that big of a deal. We do it on Sunday mornings. And it's like we don't understand the power of prayer and the war that we're in and the authority that we have. This girl who was an
Good God. Ridiculous. Grow the fuck up. Imagine believing that when you're a goddamn adult. And folks, everybody's making fun of Ricky Gervais today, which I love when people make fun of Ricky Gervais because I think he's kind of a knob and a shithead. But they were making fun of him for this. And every word he says here is true. This is a Ricky Gervais speech I could actually get behind.
This is atheism in a nutshell. One person says, there's a God. An atheist says, can you prove that? They say, no. The atheist says, I don't believe you then. That's it. That's all it is. You see, if you took every holy book there's ever been, every religious book, every bits of spirituality, and hid them or destroyed them, okay? They went away and never, right? And then you took every science book and destroyed that. In 1,000 years' time, those science books would be back exactly the same. Because the tests would always turn out the same.
Right.
Those religious books will either never exist or they'd be totally different. Because there's no test. This is atheism in a nutshell.
That is 100% true. Well said. Spoken like an adult. The contrast is very stark. Don't know why people are making fun of him for that. And then, folks, haters are going to say this is fake. But hell no. This guy got some magical powers.
The Spirit of God is here.
He's like, all of a sudden I got to fuck with a keyboard player for no goddamn reason. Just, hey.
The Spirit of God is here. Something is
out. This is exactly how the Bushido guys work at the McDojos, where they're able to knock their kung fu students out without touching them. It works exactly the same way. All in on it. Basically cult members. And then last but not least, we're going to finish off with this. Speaking of McDojos, folks, and Bushido, did you guys know that karate is demonic?
Martial arts are all rooted in absolute paganism, which is really Satanism. The martial arts is allowing demons to come in you. You put on that uniform and you go into that karate studio, you are bowing your knee to Satan, and you are letting demon spirits come inside of you.
Oh my God, I didn't want to take karate, but now I have to.
The martial arts emphasize the inactivity of the mind.
The green belt, referring to growth, and it's referring to is growth spiritually. You're growing in the fact that you're growing in this fake, pagan, demonic energy inside of you. When you get to the brown belt, which refers to blood, and then the brown belt is when they start to go more in depth about this.
Why is the red belt not blood?
This chi, this energy, really supernatural strength and ability to be able to move people without touching them. All of these martial arts are rooted in paganism.
That comes from the pits of hell.
Not the outer edges of hell, not the mountains of hell, the fucking pits. That's where they do the real badass martial arts. So I'm just saying, when we go to hell, we all need to visit the pits of hell so we can be badass and learn how to fight. And that is my religious bullshit for this week. Long one. Hell yeah. Is there a red belt? I don't know, baby. I don't do no fucking kung fu. It's all bullshit to me. I got a knife. I just carry a knife on me. I don't have to learn how to fight. I just stab you. Way easier. You can train your entire fucking life, or you can just stab somebody. I mean, I'm just saying. Why do they all look weird? Because they are weird. They're extremely fucking strange humans. Pink belt. Oh, it's the sexiest belt. Make you want to fuck. And, all right, let's move along, folks. Hey, we're almost at halftime. What? We got a Palestine and a Beyond Parody still to go, folks. And we're almost in overtime. I meant not halftime, overtime. So who loves overtime? Everybody, every one of you, 100% of you, reward me for overtime. Get your super chats in. But first, we're going to get super depressed together and free Palestine. You guys remember when we were all so naive back in the day when this genocide just started? When Israel bombed the hospital and we were all arguing. We were like, Israel wouldn't bomb a hospital. It had to be Hamas. Rockets fell in the hospital. Israel would never do that. And now they bombed every single hospital. They bombed orphanages, churches, schools, all of them. They destroyed all the infrastructure. Now there's no question that they bombed hospitals. Breaking, a UN inquiry found that Israel implemented a concerted policy to destroy Gaza's healthcare system during its attacks, which constitutes war crimes and the crime against the humanity of extermination. And yeah, as Hassan Abi says, remember when people were telling everyone on this website Israel would never strike a hospital? I remember. Pepperidge Farms remembers. And I asked Hassan when he's going to have me on, and he didn't respond, which means never, which means fuck you, Dusty. So whatever, Hassan. I see how you are. Don't help a brother out. Meanwhile, the most evil military on the planet, the terrorist IDF, trying to put their dicks in our faces, getting off on how evil they are. Here's Israeli terrorists recording themselves celebrating and dancing inside a school in the Al Zaytun neighborhood after killing and forcibly displacing the families who had been sheltering there. They love it, folks. Damn it. What the fuck? Motherfucker. Okay, let me try that again. Wax on, wax off. They're so happy. Just wallowing in their evil, folks. They love the fact they can commit evil and nobody can do anything about it. They can literally dance after they murder children, film themselves doing it, put it on the internet. Nobody would do anything about it. The United States government continuously funds them, continuously protects them. No accountability whatsoever. Meanwhile, the Israeli finance minister just directly telling you what they want to do. Says, I want a Jewish state that includes Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. They're going to take all over the entire Middle East. And don't think once they've colonized the entire Middle East, they're going to stop there. They want a Zionist world, folks. They want us all under their thumb. They will never stop until they own everything. Every piece of land. They will own your house. They will say that God granted them the rights to have your house 4,000 years ago. And who's going to stop them? Joe Biden, the American government? Fuck no. Because this is what Joe Biden's government is doing, folks. Not even trying to pretend there's any kind of impartiality, not even trying to pretend they're going to hold Israel accountable in any way whatsoever.
A UK-based research group concluded Israeli tank likely killed 6-year-old Palestinian child, Hind Rajab.
So I won't restart that. The Israeli...
A UK-based research group.
Israeli
group. Tank likely killed 6-year-old Palestinian child, Hind Rajab. Investigation revealed that Rajab's car was hit with 355 bullets, and it's not plausible that Israeli tank couldn't see children inside the car. Have you seen the reports, and do you have any updates on the investigation? It's been more than 4 months, and a lot of my colleagues have been asking about that.
So we have seen the reports, and I will tell you what our latest interaction with the government of Israel is about this. So we went to the government of Israel and pressed them for information, and they told us that there were no IDF tanks operating in the area. No,
they say they didn't do it, so that's that. Imagine if every criminal proceeding worked like that. Hey, OJ said he's innocent, so that's that. We let him investigate himself, and he found himself not guilty, so good enough for us.
IDF forces operating in the area at the time of that attack, which I believe is something they've also said publicly. After further reporting, we went back to them and pressed them again. And so what they told us is that they went to the UN organizations. They went to the Palestinian Red Crescent. They asked for information, because you've seen all of those organizations quoted in stories. They asked for information that they could use to further an investigation, and no one provided them with any information.
I'm
That's
sure
the latest that we have.
So who shot the 355 tank bullets?
I'm not able to. Look, I'm not on the ground. I can't offer any kind of assessment about this. That's why we've called for an independent. We called for.
Look how quickly it changed. Look how quickly it changed. You said that's why we called for an independent, and then you realized no, they didn't. They didn't call for any kind of independent. They would never call for an independent investigation. They literally called for Israel to investigate themselves and then believe whatever Israel said. So he immediately backtracks what he's saying.
Look, I'm not on the ground. I can't offer any kind of assessment about this. That's why we've called for an independent. We called for the government of Israel to conduct an investigation. I can't speak to what their internal processes look like. All I can tell you is what they've. All I can tell you is what they've told us, and what they've said is they went to the UN.
Yeah. All I can tell you is they investigated themselves. They said they did it wrong, and that's good enough for us. We don't give a shit. Just the grinning jackals in the Biden administration. There is no bad that can happen to them that won't be deserved. Meanwhile, folks, over in Russia, this is how they treat anybody who's against the genocide. Are you angry? Are you angry? What a dystopian society. A third world evil country, Russia. Well, it turns out this is not Russia. I lied. This is actually America, folks. This happened in America. Brutally assaulting young Americans opposing their government complicity in Israelis' genocide in Gaza. That's what happens in America. If you dare not want children to die from your tax dollars, if you dare speak out, this is how you're treated. This is how your free speech is treated. This is how your right to protest is treated. Where you at, Elon Musk? Fucking evil as shit. Did you guys hear about Trump organization exploring hotel deals in Israel? It's so over. If Trump wins, literally he's going to have hotels in Gaza. He's going to let them go, flatten the whole place, flatten the whole country, genocide the whole people, and just take their shit and make millions of dollars doing it. Already in talks, folks. And this is why I never argue with Zionists. I don't argue with anybody on the internet, but especially Zionists. If I find out you're a Zionist, it's an instant block. I actually went on my Facebook and I asked, are there any Zionists here that follow me? And then if they respond, yeah, I'm a Zionist. I think Israel has a right to exist. Block. If they respond, what is a Zionist? Block. If they respond, depends on what you mean by Zionist. Block. I don't give a fuck. If you don't know that you're anti-Zionist, block. Fuck you. So this is Ash Katosh Shukla. He lives in India. He's Indian. But he pretends to be an Israeli online in order to spread genocide propaganda. But apparently this time he forgot to log out of his account. This could very well be the future. We cannot ignore the problem, make British again. Then he deleted it and logged in his other account that's Israeli. Said the same exact thing. This happens all the fucking time. You're usually either talking to a bot or some kind of shill that may not even be Israeli at all. And yes, there's the same guy, the same Indian guy. I am Jewish. I fought for my country. I grew up during times of war and terrorism from a young age. It is only right that I stand up for my homeland. I am not special. You guys are. The non-Jewish people are steadfastly support Israel every single day. We are forever thankful. Anything for attention, anything to make a buck, folks. Just shameless. Don't argue with these people. They're literally there just to waste your time. And they are eternal victims, like I tell you guys over and over again. It's their entire personality. They don't even know who they are if they are not the victims. Here's the kind of ridiculous videos they put out while they're literally murdering tens of thousands of children, genociding a whole population, ethnic cleansing them, destroying every bit of their infrastructure. They put out videos like this to show how hard their lives are. The reality of living in Israel. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. You had to shut a window. Oh, my God, poor thing. Oh, a siren blew? Poor thing. Must be so tough. Now do Palestine. Don't you see how ridiculous this is? How stupid you fucking look? Just so goddamn silly. These evil fucking monsters. But this video is pretty therapeutic, folks. It's a little longer than I normally like to play. It's 2 minutes and 45 seconds. That's too long. But a doctor who worked in Gaza actually goes on CNN and calls them the fuck out for once. More of this. Shoot this right into my fucking veins.
Where do you think it does? What do you think is going to happen with this humanitarian crisis, with the additional factor of Gaza is about to enter the winter, which often brings heavy rain to the region?
Kate, in all honesty, a humanitarian crisis is what you deal with when you have a hurricane, what you deal with when you have an earthquake. You have an insult and a humanitarian response. This is my career. This is what I do for a living. Every single person who does this for a living will tell you the same thing. This is different. This is not a humanitarian crisis. Kate, and I'm going to say it very clearly for your viewers to hear, this is genocide. When 70% of the population that are killed are women and children, when the population is starved of food, of water, of medicine, when you have attacks, repeated attacks on all the hospitals, the clinics, the aid distribution sites, the humanitarian aid agencies that try to help, more UN workers have been killed in Gaza than in UN's history. When you have over 900 families that have been exterminated, that have been taken off of the civil registry, killed. When you have over 17,000 children that have lost one or both parents. When you have bakeries, aid distribution sites, churches, mosques, schools, and in the last 3 days, in the last 24 hours, in fact, a hospital today that was bombed, as you just reported, the hospital where I personally was working, and I can tell you, they are working every second of every day to try and sustain life when Israel's strategy and evidence on the ground suggests that they're doing the exact opposite. They were targeted today. There was a rehabilitation center that was targeted in the last 24 hours, and there was an orphanage that was targeted earlier this week. These are the types of places that are being targeted. And so it's really hard to hear it over and over and over again, framed in the way that it's being framed in the media, which
by cunts like you,
frankly, Kate, is very misleading.
Yep.
It is very misleading. 365 days of this. Death tolls that are so far outdated, we have no idea how many people.
Literally the accessories to genocide. I won't play the rest of it, but fuck these bitches. They ought to be ashamed, but I know they're not. And this was really disappointing, folks. Did you see this one? So this is nothing. The Weather Channel has an ad. The Weather Channel. It's in subways. It's just a black lady. And I guess she's wearing a scarf. A little bit of a scarf is peeking out there. It's nothing. But in the society we live in, you're not allowed to wear a scarf anymore, apparently. Because the Zionists freaked out about it. Why is the Weather Channel sharing ads featuring a kiafa, a symbol now associated with violence against Jews, post 10/7? It's been worn by people forever, folks. Literally has nothing to do with 10/7. You guys associated with that in order to dictate what people can and cannot wear. It's a complete non-issue. So of course, the Weather Channel fucking caved. Put out an apology for this nothing. The Weather Channel says, the weather company and its consumer brand, the Weather Channel, are widely recognized for our integrity, apparently not, and the trust we have with the public. We deeply apologize to anyone we offended through the inadvertent selection of an image in our recent ad campaign. We certainly don't support or condone any form of anti-Semitism. We immediately removed the ad upon recognizing our mistake. It is also worth noting the Weather Channel TV network is owned by Byron Allen, founder, chairman, CEO of Allen Media Group, and has no association with this advertising campaign. So they caved. Fuck the Weather Channel. Not that I ever watched the Weather Channel, but I'm definitely not going to now. Shame on you motherfuckers. It's just so sad what we've become. Can't even fucking wear a scarf anymore, folks. We are bought and paid for. We're fucking owned. We're slaves. Fuck these people. And that's my free Palestine. Yep, no free speech. Gotta bow down. Know who owns you. And all right, we'll move along, folks. Get your super chats in. Last segment tonight. But it's a pretty long one. It's time for Beyond Poverty. And I'm going to whip through this one. I'm going to finger blast through this one. Apparently, a Russian actor, Steven Seagal, used to be an American actor, but now he lives in Russia and has Russian citizenship, so fuck this guy. Apparently, he asked Vladimir Putin to send him on the front line so he can die for Putin. So ridiculous. You fucking sad old man. You know Putin not gonna send you to the front fucking line, but I wish he goddamn would. You die goddamn instantly. Go towards the light, bitch. And then AB, who is a football player whose name is Antonio Brown, posted, I went bankrupt with Biden-Harris. I won Super Bowl with Trump. My story resembles so many others. Striving with Trump, broke with Biden only. Yeah, Biden was the president when you won the Super Bowl, you fucking moron. So I looked into when this complete goddamn dipshit lost his money and how he lost it. And apparently he lost it sexually assaulting people and also assaulting bus drivers and shit, and got in multiple lawsuits because he couldn't control himself. So definitely that's fucking Biden's fault. It's always the worst motherfuckers on the planet supporting Donald Trump. And then on Beyond Parody, how can you make this up? Cat turd be like, it's 180 miles per hour. It's 185 miles per hour. Wait, it's 145 miles per hour. Wait, it's 165 miles per gallon. Oh, wait, it's now 120 miles per hour. Oh, wait, it's 146 again. Oh, wait, it's 115 now hitting. I'll never listen to the Weather Channel again. Oh, my God. How can you get this stupid? I wish I could say this is a parody, but it's not. This is literally how dumb Trump supporters are. This is how dumb conservatives are. They don't understand how wind works, how hurricanes work, how weather works, how the wind speed changes. Just how could this be real life? But this guy makes like $1 million a year posting like this, folks. But don't watch the Weather Channel. Fuck the Weather Channel. I've established that. And folks, they finally got Greta Thunberg. She's at a falafel shop that also sells kebabs, so I guess she's a hypocrite because she's vegan. I dare you go eat falafels at a place that also serves meat. Got you. Just what the fuck? They exposed her. I think climate change is fake now. Way to change my mind. Let's skip that one. And I wish they had a little bit of self-reflection, folks, but they don't in any way whatsoever. Case in point.
Do you think there's a problem with misinformation out there?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Some people believe in things that are just not true?
Absolutely. 100%.
And where do you think Obama was born?
Kenya.
Case in point there.
Case in point. I hate misinformation. I hate people that believe shit ain't true. Obama's from Kenya. Just good God. The fucking hypocrisy. And folks, apparently the people that own this house are pedophiles? I don't know. It says Baby killers for Harris, pedophiles for Harris, Waltz, and this is just me, but I would never have any kind of sign in my lawn that says I'm a pedophile. Called me old-fashioned. Seems weird. And speaking of weird, folks, this is what Jimmy Dore has become. This is the depths he has sunk to. Apparently now he is platforming people that are claiming that Kamala Harris is a Satanist, doing satanic symbols on purpose to give the game away.
People don't realize what a cult is. And if you look at Edward Bernays or all the politics we watch, or Kamala making a, I don't know if she's doing this intentionally, but look like the Baphomet when she go, what can be and what isn't, you don't have to worry about. She kept making this, you know, again, could be a coincidence, but
it is.
This kind of stuff is embedded in everything, and especially in our governments. All those guys are Freemasons. That's a fact. Now, if you want to debunk that, you go, well.
I almost feel sorry for Jimmy Dore. Good God. Imagine stooping to this. And it's the establishment, you shitlabs. And then. Let's skip that one. All right. What else we got? Let's finish big. Let's finish big here. All right. Gonna finish big. Last but not least on tonight's Beyond Parody, folks. Finally, an AI video I can get behind. So apparently, a super PAC made a AI video to attack Dookie Shoot Mark Robinson, and it's pretty fucking funny. Let's have a look. So first off, to read the text for you, it says, AI technology was used in this ad. The images and voice are not real, but these are all things GOP nominee for governor Mark Robinson has said and done.
I'm Mark Robinson, and I grew up in the Tar Heel state, just like you. I'm an ordinary person, just like you. And I have 10 fingers and 10 toes, just like you. It's time to restore common sense ideas. Like Bill Cosby was the victim of an Illuminati conspiracy. And climate change is a hoax, just like 9/11 and Pearl Harbor. And wicked people need to be killed. I speak for women when I say that as soon as a female gets pregnant, it's not her body anymore. I speak for African Americans when I say that the civil rights movement was crap. And when I speak to school shooting survivors, I say, shut up, you spoiled little bastards. I've been bankrupt repeatedly, failed to pay taxes, and been convicted for writing bad checks. In many ways, I'm just like you. So this November, vote for a regular guy. I'm ready to roll up my sleeves and get busy. I'm AI Mark Robinson reminding you, these are all things the real Mark Robinson has said and done.
It's true. That's not even the worst things he said, but pretty funny use of AI, if I do say so myself. And all right, last chance to get super chats in, folks. So we got one hero. We could be heroes just for one day. And tonight's hero might be an old clip. I don't know. First time I've ever seen it. New to me, new to you. That's the rule. So these guys pulled up the criminal record of these cops, all the complaints against them, and then shit on them about it right to their face. And it's amazingly fucking funny. Let's have a look.
Oh, man, you beat in a woman's face? Or you helped your mans do it?
He closes his eyes. As soon as they start, he's like, oh, my God. Oh, shit. They know. They know.
Oh, man, you beat in a woman's face? Or you helped your mans do it? Which one was it?
And 7-year-old son boarded at the ATM. Also, she was with her son.
Damn. In front of the kids?
Interesting.
Wow. Domestic terrorists, y'all.
7 allegations.
Click that in. Click it.
2 substantiated.
Go in there.
Substantiated.
Oh, 2 substantiated?
Oh, my God.
Oh, shit.
I think we found them.
Most recent, 2021. Hold up.
Ooh, and that's him.
Oh, and they got the good screenshot? Oh, shit.
Interesting.
We're going to have to upgrade that picture. We're going to use this one right here. We're going to upgrade that.
Oh, my God. He almost got like $1 million in lawsuits.
$1 million in lawsuits? Ooh. No, how much
Is that what we doing?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yo, you cost the city a lot of money, boy. No wonder you down here.
No wonder my taxes is fat.
Yo, no wonder live at the subway. Holy shit. You dirty. You dirty as hell.
Dirty on the low. You didn't get dirty today, you feel me? But
Yo.
usually, you feel me?
Yo, what's the most recent dirt? Because it's not 2021. You here for a reason. What you do recently?
200.
Oh, that's all right.
One situation, $200,000.
That dude's literally dying inside. Fucking hilarious. I love that one. And all right, folks, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. Read the super chats and do a quick kitty party. But if you bail out, please hit the like button. Hey, the algorithm loves it when you leave comments. And also, it's watch time, so watch the entire video. But also, be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, do all that. And go join my Patreon, please. Please help me out. If you like my show, it'll make you feel good. Please do it. And also, you can get to join me at the after party. Look, from here, see that? All the way down to here is an after party. It's like a whole fucking screen still to go. We have a huge show still to go. But it's only available to those who are Dust Buddies and patrons. So still plenty of time to get your ticket to the greatest show on earth. Do it right now. Thank you in advance. All right, let's read the super chats. Jason asked me, 1 ticket, 2 tickets. Hell yeah, that's what you do it. 1, 2 tickets. Joe, what up, Joe? Good to see you tonight. My business plan is to sell my farts in pink hearts and purple hearts. Glass vases. Anyone know an open market? Yeah, wherever that girl that sold her bath water, sell it to those people. They'll buy anything. And thank you, Jupe. You rock. Great show as always. EO Manscode. Hey, what up? Hope everyone has a good weekend. I hope you have a good weekend, EO Manscode. Thank you for your generosity. And, all right, I guess that's it. Folks, I will be back Monday. It's only a weekend away, so be sure to tune in live for your chance to win a free ticket to that party, but also just tune in to hang out with us. Like chatting with the coolest audience on all of YouTube is like 90% of the fun. So be sure to tune in live. It's important. But right now, let's do a little kitty party. We'll play a song for you. Let's play an original song by Dusty Smith called Experience Machine. Used to be the old theme to the show back in the day. Remember that? Before AI existed? Hell yeah. And all right, folks, let's see if any kitties show up at the kitty party. What happened to the treats? You got knocked the treats over. Thanks, assholes. Thanks. Now I got to bend my ass over and fucking get it. All right, don't look at my ass. Nobody look at my ass. Don't look. Did you look? You better not have looked. All right. Who wants it? Come on, bitches. Doom, 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 doom. All right, we had more cats before. Oh, we got Favoy Kitty. So Precious, Violet, Half Stash, and Pretty Boy tonight. That'll do. Come on, come get it. Come on, come on, come on, come get it, asshole. All right, fuck y'all. Whatever. Love the song. Love the shit out of everybody. I will see you guys on Monday, except for the heroes joining me at the after party, which takes place right now. Good night, everybody. Let's see if I missed any super chats. Jason Aspen gets the 1, 2, 3 super chats. 3 more tickets, hell yeah. If you got one, show up to the after party happening right now and give Jason Aspen your love. Take care of my dogs, please. Man, my dogs are fine. Melvin brought food today. They got burritos and French fries. Don't tell me I'm not supposed to feed them that food. They love it. You don't know. All right, we're going to fade this song out. That's enough of that. Switch over now